Alright, good afternoon guys. What's going on? It's a different little opening scene here with the dwarf of all things. So I had to do a little bit of work in the background and get this guy back into Shadow Glen. So we'll cover that here in a second. But let's see. Yuri, Eric, Big. My goodness, thank you guys. Raven. Going all the way down the list here. Jordan as well. Lowe's. And I'm sorry for missing one, but thank you guys for popping in first thing in the afternoon. So, how is everyone? We are back in business here. So, that being said, this is the 83rd episode of the Ironman Challenge. Jordan Wright says, no, did you die? We did. If you notice, the big box of names is missing. I'm going to try to find a more efficient way to put that up, because it's bulky and it's big, and it just kind of gets in the way of the screen. So I am in the process of working on that. I think Keithy should be updating the list today, so we'll be knocking that out hopefully as soon as we get the list. But how's everyone's afternoon going? We did have, I guess that would be a good starting point, huh? We did die yesterday, or this afternoon. We made it all the way to the level 66, so this is attempt number 4. I think the thumbnail updated. I was having an issue having that update, but yeah, I think we're good to go now. Yuri says, good luck, Q. Thank you, Yuri. Appreciate that. So we got it. Like I said, for the Ironman Challenge, the hardest thing is actually getting back into it. So once that's been done, the rest is pretty much straightforward. It's just leveling. I say that, and we died today. But in all honesty, that is it. It does take the wind out of your sails just a little bit when you die, but just kind of, that was a rough death. The only thing I could think of is, I didn't think about it until maybe an hour after the stream, was we could have summoned an Inferno and stunned everything, and maybe we would have made off with a little bit more healing, but that would have given us maybe 2 seconds. So I don't know if that would have fixed it, or what that would have done. And Paul says, Jordan did he die? Oh, yep, we did die. And embrace it with grace. Very nice, Eric. Let's see. Yes, he had bad luck with some enemies inside the hut that aggroed, and that's pretty much exactly right. We were trying to avoid one pack, and then we ran by another pack that we didn't see until they ran out of a building, and it escalated pretty quick. We went from 3 small mobs to 7 mobs pretty quick. So with that, we're gonna grab the quest. I think I have everything cleaned up on the UI side, but let's see. Of course, we need our pet. Can't begin our journey without some sort of battle pet here, if for no other reason just to have it. So with that being said, we are back in business. So here we go. We need to kill 6 Night Sabers. Long says, hello Q. Good afternoon, Long. How are you? Welcome back. How have you been? It says, Q, Lady Q Sam, hope you're all doing well. Had a good lunch parroting. We did. Well, I did. The girlfriend's at work at the moment, but I had, what did I make? I made a egg sandwich, believe it or not. Fried an egg and then threw it on some toasted bread and called it a day. Had a lot to do in those 2 hours, so it was all a little bit rushed, but it's all good. That's just kind of how it goes for the most part. Eric says, that last death was just bad luck. Don't think about it too much. Not to do it again now. Yeah, and like I said, the kind of like Eric's alluding to, the biggest thing with the Ironman Challenge is, I know it gets a little monotonous to watch the same leveling path. Trust me, it's a little bit monotonous to do it. But if we switch leveling paths, it kind of negates all the work we've put into our characters and the deaths that we've occurred so far. So I figured that was the easiest way to go work around that is to actually use the deaths, keep the same path. Like I said, it's a little bit what do you want to call it? Not boring. That's definitely not boring. It's just, when you repeat the same path over and over, it's just kind of like a little bit nerve grating, I guess. That makes it sound even worse, actually. At any rate, it's just kind of using the deaths that we've previously experienced to our advantage. So that's all we have going on here. That's a lot of blue names. Let's see. And avoid that fight. Paradigm, welcome back. Paradigm says, "Oh, a moderator honored with responsibility. Thank you for whoever made me one." Not a problem, Paradigm. I know we had talked about that earlier in the stream, going back and forth and whatnot. So I just wanted to, with the afternoon, sometimes the trolls and whatnot, they can get a little bit more dense in the afternoon. They're starting to wake up, you know. So at that point in time, I figured it's better to go ahead and kind of preemptively curb the situation before it becomes one. But no, thank you guys for being a part. I appreciate that very much. And then let's see, Keithy says, "Hey cute, just working on some stuff, but the leaderboard is now changing for the last few days. We have the event." Very nice, Keithy. How's your new Warlock? We just died at 66, just in case you didn't hear. But how's your Warlock going? Let's see. Eric says, "Q gave me responsibility for a few of us. Let's not let you down with." Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Let's see. So with that, we need to kill how many more? 4 more of these guys and pick up 5 bags, I believe. Only says just watch the fatal replay a few times. That was brutal. Yeah, the only thing I could think of was that maybe if I could have squeezed off a an infernal summon, that might have saved me, but I doubt it, because we were hanging there by a thread, and it's just I couldn't think of too much else to do for that. Walkman says, "I'm back. What are you playing?" Walkman, this is attempt number 4. We are a dwarf now, so I figured we'd go through all the alliance races before we get to the end of the month, and I am fresh out of mana. That's interesting. I've never done that before. Alright, so we are out of mana. I guess we'll just melee this thing. So if that's the case, let me see if we have any food or something. We do have bracers, so we'll put those on. Alright, I think we'll just hang tight for a second, let our mana build up. By the time we kill 1 or 2 more, we'll level and we'll be at full mana anyway. But Keithy says, level 2, had no time. Kids been playing up and had other real life issues. All good, Keithy. Glad you're sticking with it. Stick with the race here. I think we've all died at least, except for Only. I think we've all died at least 3 times now. Let me try to catch back up. Eric says the trolls start crawling out of their hidings, but we are prepared. Very nice. I like the reference. I kind of like Eric. Speaking to Eric's thing there, I kind of like Illidan now that he's broken a chandelier. Kind of a fan of his mentality for the most part. So with that, we're going to... I think we have enough mana to get this guy, and then we'll level and be at full mana once again. Paradise says Shadow Bolt equals poor man's Chaos Bolt. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I'm already kind of dreading when... Oh, we did get corruption. Very nice. I kind of dread when you start clicking on where your Chaos Bolt used to be. Like, we'll click right here. I think I hit the 4 key. And I've already felt myself try to click the 4 key to get the Chaos Bolt to go, and yeah, we don't have one, so I don't think we get it for quite some time, actually. I think we're in the level 30s before we get it. I might be wrong. Let me see. Let's see, Chaos Bolt. I know we have to get it here. Oh, you know what? It might not pull. It might pull it up until we are in the Destro spec. That's why. It says, "Oh, really? Making me blush." Lois says, "Keithy has a lovely voice." Keithy's got the manly voice going on over there on his side. It says, "How did you get your dwarf all the way to Teldrassil?" So in between the streams, I tried to run all the way to I ran all the way from the starting zone for the dwarves back to the Teldrassil area. So that's pretty much it. I was trying to do that as quickly as possible in the background. That way our first couple of, our first 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20, isn't running from one location to another. So just trying to put us in a situation where we can kind of get right into the questing and take off. Only says you might have had a chance if you used a move to follow me to get Sam off the road with you. Yeah, you know, I had thought I had clicked it. Usually I control my pet spells with clicks. I might have to change that, but you know, for the majority of, I think the last attempt we had them on defensive, and kind of like you said, I was wanting to move them off the road, but then when I realized that we had pulled 2 other mobs, I had completely lost focus. So yeah, like kind of like you said, it was you know, that I guess the hindsight is 20/20, but I'm just not sure if I could have done anything to survive that. I did delete the Warlock. I would go back and see if we could kind of recreate that scenario and see if I don't know, even if we recreated a scenario, going into it kind of mentally prepared and ready is a whole different thing altogether. So, but here we are. We are level 3. Yeah, level 3 dwarf. It almost hurts to say that. Eric said, sadly, we don't see the cleansed in Illidan as he wants to remain at edge of the century. Slightly disappointed. Yeah, but I don't know. It's better than having a chandelier tell you what to do. Law says, leave Illidan alone. That can be the jailer of my heart. Very nice, Laws. I think Queen Veru is actually a fan of Demon Hunters in general, I think. Alright, so let's see. We'll do that, and off we go. And yeah, so this is for those that are unfamiliar with the leveling zones, in the background I did take the dwarf from, what do you want to call it? Wherever the dwarves come from, I forget what the name of the place, but we ran all the way here to Teldrassil, just so we can kind of pick up the questing as we normally do. And I tend to know a lot more about this area, more so than any of the other areas, which includes the rare spawns and which ones to kill to get the bag. So hopefully we won't run into too many issues getting back to level 60. Mel says, yes, she loves her demon boys. I personally prefer Terralion. Really? I think it's kind of interesting how people kind of pick their favorites, and I think you're the first person I've heard, other than a couple YouTube personalities, who prefer Terralion. I watched what was it? Trade Chat? I can't tell if she's a fan of Terralion more so than Illidan, but she didn't care for the cutscene, and that was kind of funny to watch. Let's see, we need to go this direction. Once we kill 12 of these spiders, we'll have to kill the named spider at the back of the cave here. But hopefully we don't run out of mana again. I don't remember having mana problems once we hit, you know, 7 or above, and I think that's actually earlier was the first time we've actually ran out of mana before. Joan says, my main is a demon hunter, and hair love, hair life. I think it kind of reminds me of back when the what do you want to call it? The Death Knights. They were the new class, and everybody was a big fan of those. But at that time, I think those guys were so overpowered, it was absolutely insane. I think that was back when Blood was also DPS spec. Paradise says, I saw a druid earlier in the game called Malfurion. Nice. That was very clever. I think that's pretty good, actually. Malfurion. Eric says, I have dinner. I'll be back in a moment. Not a problem, Eric. Enjoy your dinner. Paradise going to be curious what you're eating, though. Says, hey, Q, have you tried? You might. It's an Australian favorite spread. No, I haven't tried it, but I heard about it. I heard it's very, what is it, salty, right? I think it's very extremely salty, from what I've heard. But I have heard of it, actually. Alex says, well, you back, Q? We did. We made it back. Barely made it on time as well, actually. I trying to get in that final location right at the last second there, but we did make it. Well, says rejection. That's right. That's what it's called. Rejection of the gift is one of the best cutscenes in WoW Legion. I think so. You know it's going to be a good cutscene when there's reaction videos up before you've seen it. So I was expecting something pretty good based off all the reaction videos, and definitely wasn't disappointed. What's this? Hello, Chaotic. Yeah, what's going on, Chaotic? Welcome back, like I said. And we are now killing the name spider, I think. Trying to pick up all the loot I can. We're back in that scenario where we're trying to scrape as much gold together as possible, and then start buying bags, purchasing the goblin gliders and all that stuff, and starting to build up our inventory again. Here it says, I hope you enjoy your dinner. You have to tell me what you're having. That's funny. It only says it took me days to figure out how that low mana was drained soul would sometimes fizzle out. There's no error messages, the spell just keeps working. Really? I've noticed that the drain soul, the drain life spells actually drain a lot of your own mana as well. Is that the case for the Affliction Warlocks? I think we played a little bit, and I can't remember if we had an issue with the drain life soul, but I know they're kind of costly. Bradley, welcome back to the streams. Did you lose at 66? We died in Negran. We had a pack of mobs. I was trying to avoid one pack. Ran by a building, didn't see the hidden mobs within the building, just due to simply the angle of the camera. So we went from 3 mobs hitting us to 7 in about 5 seconds, and it was just too much. We did try to stay and fight, but it was just too much for us. Alright, so accept that, and off we go. Ryan says, loving you in your afternoon streams, boy. When did you die? We died right at the end of this morning's stream. We did an extended stream for about 6 hours, and then we died right at the end of it. So it's alright. It's all part of the Ironman challenge, and I don't know. I think that's kind of what makes it fun. The fact if it was so easily one-shottable, I don't think it would be as fun or as engaging. But given that it's killed us, well, I guess we can say what? This is our 9th attempt. So yeah, we're up to attempt number 9 now. So fun stuff. Not a big deal at all. At the end of the day, it's still fun. I still like the questing, the what do you want to call it? The risk of death for every other quest. You know, if you get it wrong once and can't recover, yeah, that's it, and you start back over from 1. So I do like that, actually. I didn't think I would, especially when I first started playing Warcraft, but I actually kind of do. So with that, let's go up to the tree, turn this thing in, and we'll get back in business, I suppose. I think we need to head. I definitely want to set my Hearthstone. I do not want to end up back where the dwarves start. So I did forget to do that when I came out here. So I need to remember when I go to Dolinar to reset my Hearthstone. Excuse me. Peter says, assume you'll go destruction and spec again, Cocoon. Stick with what you know and OP Chaos Bolt. Yeah, probably so. And I think if there's anything that's going to give us a slightest bit of chance to catch up with only, it's going to be the destruction spec. So there we are, level 5. Oh, we got our pet. Nice. I think we might lose him when we jump off the building, but where is... Okay, we have to go this direction. But yeah, I guess the short answer would be yes, we're going to stick with destruction and see if we can get that Chaos Bolt sooner than later. And I should be, in theory, should be a lot quicker this time, just because in leveling up destruction last time, I didn't use Chaos Bolt nearly as much as I should. So kind of now that it's kind of built in as a habit, I think I'll be alright, and it'll be just a little bit quicker this time. Nikki says, hello, Kyun. What's going on, Nikki? Good afternoon. Welcome back. Thanks for being part of the afternoon stream. We are all of level 5 now. That still hurts to say. So with that, we'll go ahead and make our way toward Dolinar, pick up the quest from the demon, and make sure we set our Hearthstone. John says, what level now, Kyun? We are level 5. Trying to catch back up. So we only have about 77 levels to catch up with only. We got this. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and I think we can kill the spider and still get the quest item we need, I think. Oh, can you hide the rules? Oh, yep, sorry, thank you for that, Paradigm. I did forget to put that up. There we go. No problem. Thank you for the reminder there. We did all 5 levels with the rules up. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and turn in this quest here. Okay, says, afternoon, Kyun, everyone. Wow, did you die? Yes, we did. We died all of about 3 hours ago in Nagram. So with that, let's go ahead and we'll come back and I guess we should kill him now as we see him. I was gonna say we'll come back. I just want to make sure I set my Hearthstone before I hearth somewhere and end up with another 15-minute journey. Only says 1, not much time left. 2, y'all aren't likely to get past Outlands. He stopped fighting patrol paths. You say that. We're coming. Let's see, Iron Tunes are fragile. Attacking isolated mobs is a must. Yeah, pretty much, for the most part. When they're available, I suppose. Right, with that, let's go ahead and knock out this guy. Just so we can get the Stringent Owl Feather. How it says, oh, this is a new tune from the earlier one. Yes, this is a completely new one from, for attempt number 4. It says, thought it was the same. Law says, we all died as a family, and now we're back. That's right. We got it. Look, says, damn it, Q, I'm disappointed. We'll talk about this later. Oh, we got this. This isn't my first death, so it probably, if we're honest, probably won't be my last one. So it'll be alright. We'll get there. I still need to remember to mount up here. But let me go ahead and set my Hearthstone so that this doesn't turn into a unnecessary adventure. Alright, so with that, I think I'm going to take the mana just in case. Alright, make this our home. And off we go. Alright, so with that, we will... Actually, we need to turn in this quest over here. Welcome says, howdy Logan. It says... he says, I do respect the dedication though, cute. That alone is impressive. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We'll get there. It just takes a little bit to get out from under the learning curve. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and mount up and grab this quest over here. And I think most of we need to start moving out in this direction, so we'll do that once we grab this quest. And I'll kill all the spiders, owls, and panthers, I think. But other than that, all in all, not a bad day. We did get a decent amount of progress in. It's just, like I said, when it comes down to trying to kill more than 7 mobs at a time, it can get a little bit rough. Alright, good there. So getting up to level 10 shouldn't be too much time. I think most of the time you can get up to level 10 in maybe about an hour's time, maybe a little less. It is a lot slower than, you know, obviously if you have the BOAs, but it's not too bad. Like I said, we're starting to map out our path here pretty good, so I think we have another vial to stick in the Moonwell, even as a dwarf. I'm wondering how much of a difference it would have been if Night Elves could be Warlocks and if we had Shadow mode. Seems like it would, for the most part, be a... Alright, I'm going to let this guy reset. Maybe not. We'll dawn him first. There we go. I think for the most part, the Shadow meld would take us out of most of the problems we would occur. At that point, if we had Shadow meld, I would have probably tried to run to a certain extent, and then, you know, obviously use the Shadow meld at that point. But outside of that, I just cannot think of anything else to kind of catch back up in the situation once the mods have been pulled. That's okay. I'll probably be thinking about that the rest of the day, but Eric says, I have returned. Welcome back, Eric. And let's go ahead and light this guy up. Chaotic says, still no laptop arrived, and now it's really... Wow, Chaotic. You've been waiting all day for that thing. Did they give you a tracking number or anything, or... I think we need to kill the owls at this point. Because normally they, especially for products like that, they'll give you a tracking number, and you know, you can just look it up and see if it's en route or if it's still at the warehouse. All right, so with that, go ahead and blow this guy up. We have one quest to turn in over here, as well as an item to pick up, and then we'll head back to the Dolinar. Perfect. It is saved. It says, when you get that laptop, she'll be overjoyed. Yeah, no doubt. You've been waiting all day for that thing. It says, well, the tracker says, still says arriving Friday the 22nd. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're definitely waiting until the last possible second for that one. So we might luck out and come across the rare that patrols through here. But it is in the afternoon, so I don't expect to run across too many rares, especially in comparison to the early morning. So I'm not at all surprised to not see it at the moment. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and just turn in this quest first. The longer we spend here, the better the chance we'll come across and see it, even though overall the chance is pretty low. I think the respawn timer on this thing's around about 15 minutes or so. Chaotic says, Amazon don't deliver after 8 or 9, so I heard. Really? Oh, it's about to get fun, guys. Let's see if we can blow this guy up real quick. There we go. Alright, so with that, we'll go up and blow this guy up over here. And as a dwarf, we get Stone Form, which removes all poisons, diseases, curses, magic, bleed effects, and reduces all physical damage taken for... Oh, you know what? We didn't use that. We didn't use the defensive. Oops. We sure didn't. I forgot about the spell that gives us, I think, a 40% damage reduction. So we sure didn't use that, actually. We have a druid with BOAs, so he'll blast through here pretty easily. Let's see, Eric says, overjoyed while doing that. Says, oh, I'll go back. Chaotic says, hoping the feeling of smacking the guy in the head when it's delivered will be replaced with overjoyed if it's delivered. Do they deliver on Saturdays? Let's go ahead and blow this guy up as well. Chaotic says, anyway, I don't y'all don't want to hear my greasy rant, so I'll go back to Lurksville. It's all good, Chaotic. Alright, so there we go. Level 6. So I think due to the fact that this is in the afternoon, we're going to not really focus hardly at all on the rares because there's just so many people that have these early levels going on. So with that being said, we'll just kind of move as quickly as possible in knocking out the quest, but outside of that, we'll just pretty much stick to the quest line as much as possible. It'd be interesting if that changes the leveling speed at all. Neen, welcome back. Says, oh, you died. We did. We died all of about 3 hours ago, actually. I want to make it to this owl over here. That way we can just hearth back and be on our way. There we go. And Mom says hello, and it's okay. We don't have to deal with that stuff like that. Nope. So yeah, like Lois said, chaotic. It's all good. I'm going to. All right, perfect. We have that. We'll go ahead and hearth back to Dolinar. That does say Dolinar. So Nate says, "It's Friday evening so far. Lovely stream. I have time to level my Warlock. Very nice. Hey for the lows. Welcome back, by the way. Yeah, I noticed it's been harder for you to join in the AM. I know it's actually difficult for a lot of people, so glad you can at least be a part of the afternoon. We're gonna give this a shot this week, and I think next week actually. Yeah, I think we'll give the afternoon stream a test next week, just to see if my schedule can handle it, and if it looks good, I think we'll do afternoon streams about every other week for October, and then we'll see what November holds and just kind of progressively ramp up a little bit. Just don't want to, this is extremely fun to do, and I do look forward to it, but I just want to make sure that the classwork and everything else like that doesn't suffer too much. But Chaotic says, guy at work yesterday said, I hope it doesn't arrive. Well, his wishes have been answered. We still got 30 minutes, Chaotic. You're still in that, within that window, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and... There we go. With that, we'll turn this into Zen's bidding. Once we turn in the quest to Zen, we're going to run back to Dolinar to pick up the follow-up quest. Because as it happens, helping the demon out was a bad idea, so we have to go about and pick up acorns and turn them into a frog of all things. Well, we will actually see them back in Darkshore again, and have to end up killing them all together. But I think as a demon it doesn't really matter, because they kind of come back and pop back up anyway. Lops says, man, nice afternoon stream. Well, thank you, Lops. How's your afternoon going? You'll notice this is our attempt number 4, by the way. So, yep, there we go. Collect the 3 fell cones. Usually they're on the way to the furbolgs that we have to kill over here, so that's why I try to keep all these quests as lined up as possible. Cal says, yep, it will be, hoping it will be delivered tomorrow while I'm not watching footy. Oh, soccer. Very nice. I played soccer a little bit in high school, but I try to keep up more so these days with the, I guess for lack of better terms, American football. What do you guys from Australia and Europe call American football? Is it just that, or because I know sometimes if I say football, everyone outside of the U.S. Assumes it's soccer, but is that what they call it in, or is that what they call it in Australia? It says, I'm okay, just making food. Thanks, man. How about you? We're doing pretty good. I had a little bit of a late lunch, but we got it going. Oh, there's our rare. Maybe we can catch up. Oh, we're getting blocked over here. As tempting as it is to face pull, having 2 of these guys on us at once could be enough to kill us. So we just want to make sure we're not on a suicide mission. But a person with full BOAs may, depending on what kind of hit they get off, could one-shot this guy. So you just try to at least get a bag out of him. Welcome says American gridiron or American football cue. Oh, really? Call it a gridiron, really? I've never heard that before. That's new. I guess it makes sense though. But yeah, more than anything else, that's kind of what I follow as far as sports for the most part. Don't watch too much basketball or baseball, but whenever I get a chance, I will sit down and watch football. Alright, so with that, call that. And then the named mob that we have to kill usually sits in this area. And then we need to kill the 7 mystics surrounding him. We'll go ahead and kill the one that has a name first, just in case he has a long respawn timer. Which normally they don't at this level. Normally I would say at the most they would take maybe a minute or two to respawn. Just because you have such a high traffic area in these lower levels. Welcome says, I played rugby back in high school and both sports are very similar. You know, I've watched some rugby, but I have no idea what the rules are of the sport. But it was pretty entertaining to watch. It's a lot faster pace, I think, than the American football. Someone was doing a study one time when I was in college, I think in a 4-hour session of a football game. You know, it's, I'd say 4 hours, and then, you know, you have your halftime show. Out of those 4 hours, you know, your game is typically about an hour in your actual gameplay, you know what I mean, where you're actually playing on the field, is about, I think, 30 to 40 minutes. You spend about 20 minutes just running the clock down, so it's not a very high high yield or high reward type of watching, but TV isn't in general, so there you go. Only says, it used to be that American football was played on a literal grid with the entire field marked as 5-yard by 5-yard squares. Looked like a Cook's gridiron. Really? I'm gonna have to look that up. That's really interesting. I'm assuming that was before the Lombardi Trophy or the Super Bowl, because I've never seen that on any sort of, what do you want to call it, any sort of video. It says we have 2 versions of rugby, league and union, and it's hard to explain. Yeah, like I said, I barely get rugby as it is, so you'd probably lose me pretty quick. And we are out of mana. So I think we did grab some, let's see. There we go. So let's sit down and drink that real quick. Start prioritizing putting pieces of gear in the right place. Alright, so here we go. And I'm going to try to grab this loot before something spawns on top of it. There we go. At this point in time, it is worthwhile to loot everything we can get our hands on. Excuse me. Just because we need all the gold we can get. I think at this point in time, the only thing, the 2 primary things we need actually are the goblin gliders as well as the, oh shoot. Okay. It's getting fun. I think this is a good time to run actually, because we started this fight right off the bat and we're kind of low on mana, so I take that back. We can take him down. We got enough mana. We're good. Wouldn't that be something to die at level 7? So with that, we're good. And I guess we'll mount up and take off here. Only says, Wikipedia says the gridiron lasted until the late 10s, late 20s. Football was a lot less organized back then. I can imagine. That's interesting though. I didn't know it went back that far, to be honest. Thank you for that, Olin. It says only you learn something new every day. Pretty much. And we did not grab any of the acorns just because we didn't see them. It's not too big of a deal. They are all throughout the zone, so we'll go ahead and push this direction and start. Go ahead and knock out the cave, I guess. Peter says, "How is Lady Kim getting on with her pet mount farming?" She has 4 pets from Argus. Paradin. I actually have none. No, I take that back. I got a mana ray last night. And then if you kill 2,000 demons throughout the Argus zones, you get rewarded a mount as well. So I have 2 mana rays from Argus so far. But I think she has 4 drops at the moment. As far as the pet farming goes, she has all the pets except for the one off of Spine, so we'll probably try to get her that this weekend. Might run that a couple of times. I think Spine's the least favorite fight, just due to the fact that you have to run back and forth across the Spine of Deathwing, the whole encounter. So what we're going to try to do is sneak up on the rare in the cave if it's there. It may not be. Actually, I'll grab these 2 cones first. So that will be 2 and 3 here. And then off we go to see if that rare's up. Only says, "I've lost multiple irons below level 10. Overconfidence is a killer." Yes, it is. And I can feel us being a little bit careless, but I should rein that in just a little bit so that we don't die below level 10. Says only also says plus that stupid level 6 rare in the 1 to 5 gnome zone should not be there. Really, I haven't seen that in the little bit that I did make the gnome and run back to Teldrassil. I don't think I was in the right area to see it, but that is kind of surprising that they would put that there. Alright, so with this, we have 3 of our 4 bag slots taken so far, so starting to build up a little bit of room, but I have a feeling that we'll end up having to drop some gear or drop some loot just to be able to keep our bags filled. With that, we'll go ahead and it seems relatively quiet out here for an afternoon run, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised. But we do have a rare there. Nice. So this rare usually doesn't drop a bag. It typically drops a green item, whether that's our cloak or something like that. And most of the time you want to start out with the mob that has... Oh, let's before we do that, let's drink here. We have about 60... We had about 60% mana. Oh, there we go. I'm going to try to get back at max range, actually. Since I'm a dwarf, it seems like I'm a little too short to look over the dirt mound, so it's about as far back as we can get. Oh, that works. Let's see if we can kill the rare before it kills us. Only says the rare is in the cave. The an early quest gives a green. And the final quest seems to be spawning mobs too fast these days. Yeah, it seems that way. Whoa. Alright. Let's see if we can not die here. I think we missed a couple of times. That was our issue. So we our first close call at level 7's got us down to what? Let's see. I think that was less than 10%. We'll make it, guys. We'll get there. Might be a bumpy ride, but we'll get there. Walkman says that was close Q. Yes, it was. I figured if I just kept hitting the 1 key, it would spam my shadow bolt, but I didn't notice that some of the shadow bolts were actually missing, I think. All right, so let's get rid of that, and here we go. Aaron says, have you been to a zoo recently, Q? If so, what's your favorite animal? I have not, actually. It's been probably... Man, I think the last zoo I was in the Philippines. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with what jeepneys are, but in case you're not, a jeepney is pretty much a hollowed out jeep where you have, instead of rows of seats, it's a column. So meaning that the benches go in the direction from the front of the vehicle to the back. So you still have your whole driver's seat. It's like a little mini bus, I guess, but on each side of the inside there's a bench where you sit inside. Well, in the Philippines they wrap a, what do you want to call it, a steel cage around it. So you have openings by about I guess 2 inches, so that's what, 3 or 4 centimeters. But so you have a little grid that goes around the jeepney, and they drive it into a tiger's pen, and you get to feed the tigers live chickens and stuff like that. Well, not live, sorry, raw chickens. That's the word, raw chickens. But that was pretty neat to be able to see those things that up close, and kind of gives you a perspective of what a 600-pound beast looks like. You just, when you see something like that though, you're just like, okay, yeah, I definitely wouldn't survive. I couldn't do anything about it. One of them stood up on the vehicle, and he had just had his paws up on the mesh of the window, and you could see his claws come out and slip right through it. And I would say just passively holding on to the railing like that, his claws were a good 2 or 3 inches long. So that was pretty neat. That's about the last time I've been to a zoo, I believe. Let's see, says, hi, what's going on, Let's see. I haven't seen you in a long time. How you been? Yeah, we need to, I need to get in control of my pulling here. I'm being lazy with the pulls a little bit. So we'll kind of rein that back in, try to get control over the Warlock here. So that's your favorite animal. That Paradin says, how's peaceful? It's the butterfly enclosure. Very nice, Walkman. I like that. As he says, congrats on 1K. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you for being a part of it, by the way. How's everything going on your end? Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and loot this guy. I think we need something at the end of this tunnel down here, so we'll go ahead and take care of that. I suppose I could start using this spell. It does give a 10% damage reduction. So that. Let's go ahead and see if we can light this guy up. I think my imp is doing more DPS than I am. Alright, so we're good there. I haven't gotten a voodoo doll drop just yet. Alright, so that's good. That's down. And we're back. Our bags are just about full. Justin says, you were a trooper, got right back on the horse. We tried. Let me say this. I tried because I think the hardest part is the longer you wait to get back in it, the harder it gets, because it becomes something of a dread effect, I guess. So we did jump right back into it, but so for the we did get the voodoo charm. Nice. For the afternoon stream, I think we're going to keep it at 3 hours. The girlfriend will be home pretty soon, so we'll take her through Argus and try to get some turkey burgers in case Paradin's listening. Get some turkey burgers for this after. Whoa, what is this? Nah, that's not good. Yep, we're not staying around for that. We might, actually. No, we're not. I was going to say, It looked like the Sentinel was holding his own pretty well, but I don't think he was. If I noticed, it looked like he despawned pretty quick. Alright, so we're back in business here, so we'll head back in that direction. The best date ever is to go to Argus. I know, right? Just to see if we can get that 910 gear to proc. Alright, so let's see. We don't have the Sentinel with us anymore. I don't know if we necessarily need him either, but we'll go ahead and run in here real quick. Just says turkey burgers are safe to eat. They should be. Why do you ask, Justin? They're actually really good if you can get the right type of spices with them, believe it or not. Both me and her are more prefer white meat over red meat. If for no other reason than just the taste, to be honest. But let's go ahead and blow this up real quick. It says perks up. That's funny. But yeah, no. Usually we'll make turkey burgers early in the week and just kind of use that as a go-to if I'm not going to pull from my health bar or health pool here. But yeah, we'll kind of use that as a go-to meal at the end of the day. Suggestion says there's no USDA in Turkey. You know more about that than I do, to be honest. That's news to me if that's the case. But in all honesty, the USDA isn't really that great to begin with. Their standards are kind of low. Plus, they're so a lot of their hands are tied behind their back, so it's I guess what they do have. I'm not going to say it's not useful. I won't say that, but at the same time, I don't value what they have as all too incredibly much. This is not a rare. I think people need to kill this guy maybe at one point for maybe a class quest, but yeah, it's not a rare, so it's not like we got a ton of XP for that. Welcome says you have to be careful how you cook turkey, as it is similar to chicken if not cooked properly. Let Justin. Yes, now that part is true. You do have to make sure you properly cook the chicken. Just says the country turkey. See, catch back up. Lowell says going to go with Q and eat turkey burgers and be the third wheel. It's all good. Lowell, come join us. So unless you have a guy friend I can go with, we can find you one. There's nothing wrong with that. It's initially when you hear the term, for me anyway, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But turkey burgers aren't that bad, to be honest. Especially if you can get the spices right. We usually put a onion mix in ours, and it works out pretty well. That I saw yeah, I thought I saw an arrow. She's back to pull some more for us. Oh, I got you. Justin, I missed that last statement, the country turkey. Nice. Alright, you got me there. That's funny. Got me and Walkman, evidently. So let's see. It says, I've been gone because I've been very sick. Really, let's see. Sorry to hear that. You doing alright now? And Lowell says, hope you feel better. Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's go ahead and kill this guy. I think there's one more artifact in the cave, or a room down here, so we'll see if that's the case. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Let's see. I do. Thanks. Very nice. So with that, it's been a long time since I've been sick. Now I'm thinking about it. I was trying to think, when's the last time I've actually been fairly sick? I've had pneumonia before, but that's been probably a good, shoot, 5 years ago at the very least. Now I have if I had to pick between pneumonia and strep, and I know this is way off topic, but strep has been probably the most painful thing I've had to deal with. That can make for a miserable week. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and dot this one up. And I think we have the last little item we need to pick up right there, I believe. So with that, we'll go ahead and kill this guy. I've noticed that sometimes our sentinel just goes on her own if she gets within range and attacks these things. I don't know if that's because they aggro onto us and she's responding to that, or if maybe it's responding to me casting a spell here, but it seems like she's reacting faster than I do. Which is probably why she pulled those 3. Alright, so with that, we'll grab this last one here. And we are 15% into level 8. We have to work our way all the way back in. I think this will get us where we need to go, this way. I should know, given how many times I've been in this cave. Let's see, Blaine says, yes, the afternoon stream returns. Howdy, Q. What's going on, Blaine? How are you doing? Welcome back, by the way. We are on our 4th attempt now. Really just hoping to be able to make it to maybe level... If I had to take a guess, usually the 3-hour mark is level, what? 15 to 17, something like that. So let's go ahead and take care of this. I was waiting so that we didn't pull both of those guys. Just says strep is nothing you can sit in, and for me on my except spinal injection. Now those really suck. Yeah, I've never had anything like that. That's completely out of my league as far as being sick. I don't know if you can actually consider that being sick. That's just being ill. But yeah, I've heard the epidurals can be pretty brutal. It says, "Oh, you die." Sorry, man. Nope, it's all good. Like I said, the hardest part for the Ironman challenge is just kind of creating another character and leveling again. Once we've done that, it's just pretty much knocking the quest out one by one and hoping we don't die again to the same thing. The only time I've nearly died to the same thing is the crypt inside Dragonblight. That is a pretty tough place to get out of. You can get in it fairly easily. It's pretty straightforward, but the respawns and trying to get out of there quickly is pretty tough. Alright, so with that, we'll turn that in, pick up that quest, and I think we need to open a door next to us. Justin says, get rear-ended by someone doing 45 while sitting at a stoplight. Oh wow. Good grief. How long did it take you to recover from that? Alright, so this guy has 454 health, and this one has half that. So we'll start with the one with weaker, or less health, not weaker, but less health. Doesn't matter, it doesn't pull the other one. That's kind of nice. Okay. With that, we'll go ahead and we did go ahead and apply our dot, so we're good. We're utilizing both spells to maximum efficiency here. And with that, go ahead and I think we have to target them first. There we go. Blaine says, your Jedi-like tenacity is admirable. Thank you, sir. We will, like I said, we'll get there. It's just getting past the learning curve, and I guess having enough good luck to last you through the leveling process. Doesn't really matter, we can't use either. We'll just grab the one that's more expensive. And can we hearthback? We can hearth back in 1 minute, so that might give us just enough time to run outside and see if the rares pop back up. Usually that one has a little bit longer of a timer, but it doesn't hurt to look. As he says, people thing, description subs. Whoops, that's my name. But I don't care about subs. Care about likes. Very nice. Yeah, that is a long name, for sure. It was pretty easy to remember you, that's for sure. Young says, did you die? Welcome back, Young. Yeah, we died in the Grand today. That level was 66. It would have been... You know, now that I'm thinking about it, we did... I'm trying to think. We did not use 2 spells that might have helped us. I could have used some sort of damage reduction spell, and then maybe the Infernal. That was... Now I'm thinking about it, I just thought about the damage reduction spell and looking at the stone form here, so maybe... I don't know, that would have been hard to survive that. Oh, it says, cures the of the Ironman world. We'll see. The Only's the one that's level 82 at the moment. See if we can catch back up with him. It's going to be a pretty low chance unless something goes south on Only's side. But we'll give it a shot. We've leveled there before, so we'll give it another one. Let's see if the rare is up. I don't see it. And at this point, I'm just going to take it, make sure he's not in there. Yeah, no, he's not. Okay, so we'll just hearth back. And Lois says, Force is with you in as many deaths. Yeah, hopefully so. I think we have, like I said, this is my 9th attempt, but my 5th attempt is still alive on the hunter side, so hopefully we've knocked out all the learning curves that we need to knock out, and we should be good to go here. I'm trying to tone it down a bit and not pull more than I need to, just because that is somewhat dangerous. I'm going to sell the rest of this real quick. I have been surprised that we've run out of mana as quickly as we have. You know what, I'm just going to get rid of everything, because at this level nothing really matters. We'll pick up the green just in case it happens to sell. I want to see if I can go for a red transmog. I'm going to keep my my robe for as long as I can. See if we can work our way up to a green transmog. Green? No, red. Why? For no other reason but just to give it a shot. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and turn this in and make our way in the other direction. Justin says, I'm walking, but it requires maintenance at this point for nerve damage. I'm starting Warlock tonight since you got back up. Again, maybe I'll give it a, I'll get past level 30 this time. I think so. It's definitely doable, Justin. It takes about, on average, I would say it takes about maybe 8 to 10 hours to get to level 30, so you have that to deal with. It says, but going back to your previous statement, glad to see that you're actually walking though. It's spinal damages are no joke. Those can I don't know, those can be pretty difficult to recover, so my heart goes out to you for that one. Then it says, did I ask already if you were returning to the 100 next month? I'm not sure if I think someone might have, but yes, we will. We'll probably set it up such that if we're above level 60, we'll keep pushing with the Warlock to see how far we can get. But you know, if we're less than 60, then once October 1st comes back around, we'll switch over to the Hunter and just take it from there. But I think that's going to lead us toward the cave at this point, where we need to put the little vines on our toolbar here. But yes, we will return to the Hunter and hopefully finally make it to 110 here pretty soon. Sneaky says, hello King, what's going on Sneaky? Welcome back. Says, how's it going? Just watch your other stream. Sorry to see you die again. No, it's all good. It's part of the learning curve. You really can't learn too much from that if we're completely honest, but you know, that's part of what I think as far as the Ironman challenge. You have your previous knowledge, your luck, and a little bit of skill, and I think that's kind of the balance to get back up there, or get up to the Ironman. I wonder if we can do 2 at once. Oh, that's neat. We can. But no, it's all good. We'll get there. So the best thing that you is that you never give up. Good luck this time. Thank you, Sneaky. Yeah, we'll get there. It's definitely a goal just to make it up to 110 and then at least do it again on the Horde side. And we do not have a rare here. Oh, spell's not learned. There we go. Alright, so with that, I think we need to work our way in the other direction. Did we not kill it? Yeah, we did. Okay. The good thing is that even after you complete this quest, you can still use the roots here, so that's going to make life a little bit easier for us. Okay, so with that, our 0 to 60 time should be best that we've done so far. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and nuke this guy. And then we'll light this one up. Yes. Walkman says, have to give it to Q for commit. Well, thank you, Walkman. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. We'll get there. It's just a matter of time. Alright, so we have this guy's head, and usually the mob in the cave has a pretty quick respawn, so we'll just kind of take a quick look over there once we've went on our way back out. I don't really expect it to be up, but there's a small chance that he could be. He says, did you rip? We did, Eddie. Welcome back to the stream. We did die at level 66 of all things. Yep, there he is. Perfect. That worked out well. Alright, so this will get us pretty close to the halfway point of level 9. And there we go. Maybe not. Maybe closer to about a third. So, still making pretty decent progress, I think. I'm going to have to do a slash plate at 10 just to kind of give you guys a perspective on the leveling time, and then we'll kind of compare that to where we were last time we leveled. Right. And he says, well, my first try I died at level 6. It's all good. You know, I noticed that we probably had a couple close calls. Well, we did have definitely one at level 7. I had a rare get me down to the single digits once again, so that would have been pretty rough to deal with. Let's see, let's go ahead and turn this in. But yeah, Eddie, there's no shame at dying at 6. It's a little bit of a learning curve to get over at first. Alright, so with that, our bags should be good, I think. Yeah, we're fine. That has 8 slots, so yeah, we'll start heading out in this direction. And I guess we have to go across the way here. So I think there's a guard that gives us a quest to kill 12 furbolgs as well as kill the named one that we already have, so that should be pretty good to set us up to reach level 10, I believe. What was that? Here, that reminds me, Q, I fixed the sound loop. Oh good, you did. I was talking to you about, but I had to mute my stream video. Really? Is it, do you know what was causing it? Like, did it was it sound coming out of your TV or what? Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and keep going. Sean says, oh my god, no, don't tell me you died again, Q. We did. Sean, it was at level, 66. It was right at the end of the previous stream. Once I think this Sunday I'm gonna try to catch back up and timestamp everything. I've been meaning to, but stuff's been getting in the way. So this Sunday I'm hoping to be able to catch back up on the timestamping. But it is toward the end of last stream, and it was just pretty hard to get out of. I think we did the best we could. In looking back at it now, I do realize we could have utilized 2 spells, but it'll be alright. We got it. Just says propulsion. Wow, pretty much. These guys got me they've got me below 50% twice in this stream alone. King Tim says hi. What's going on, King Tim? Welcome back. How's your afternoon going? Let's go ahead and light this guy up real quick. And Blaine says, at Big, it's an NPC scan. Oh, I missed that. Big says, what add-on? I'll show you where the rares are. Yeah, so you have NPC scan as well as NPC overlay. Someone was saying something this morning that the updated version will bug it out, but I think mine automatically update, and I haven't had too much of an issue. But then again, I don't think I've updated it yet. I'll have to double check on that actually. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead. We're about halfway to level 10, and then it's pretty much going to be a straight shot to Darkshore as soon as possible. Since we haven't killed nearly as many rares this time around, we'll probably make it to Darkshore maybe around level 12, which is fine because we usually end up out leveling Darkshore altogether by the end. So making our way out there at level 12 is not going to be a 11 or 12, should I say. It's definitely not going to be an issue at all. Paradin says, Red Robin Saturday night? Saturday night? I think so. I think that's what we're going to do. We just need to figure out where the closest one is, and then go from there. But yeah, definitely Saturday night. If I can pull her away from sushi. She does have a liking for that. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and dot this guy up. It says it was because I had no OBS streaming with my stream volume up, so it's somehow looped in the sound. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, OBS has a little bit of a learning curve if you've never streamed before, but overall, it's not bad at all, to be honest. It's pretty easy to operate for the most part. So that, we don't have a rare here, so I think someone's recently killed that, which is to be expected. Like I said, it is the afternoon, so that is not good. We do have a corpse here, actually. That's interesting. So we have 24 mana, so I'm going to give myself time to regenerate that real quick. And I'll give ourselves 40 yards here. So 40 should be enough. Justin says, are you leveling a dwarf and Teltra? I am, Justin. We while we were off stream, in between the morning and now, I went ahead and made a dwarf and ran him over here real quick. So that's why we're at the location at the moment. So we're gonna cut this a little close, and there we go. So with that, we're good to go. Blaine says, destruction again or back to affliction this time? Blaine, I think just because we're getting toward the end of the month and we're going to be more pressed for time, I'm going to go back to destruction and just kind of push the speed just a little bit more this time. It seems that even though affliction's safer, we're kind of running out of time with the Warlock race, so if we want any shot of catching up with only, it's going to be, I think, through destruction. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and turn that in real quick. And I think, yeah, once we've turned this quest in, we'll have another quest, I want to say around in this area to turn in. So we'll head in that direction. Sean said, just saw death. That was a lot of mops you pulled. It was, and the bad thing about it is it was all in an effort to avoid the patrol in the beginning. And in an effort to avoid the patrol, we ended up pulling a whole nother pack, and then got the patrol anyway. So, yeah, that was just rough overall. Justin says, "Holy cow!" And I thought I was just losing it. Yep, nope. We decided to go with since we've already died as a worgen, a gnome, and a human. Figured we'd. I won't say we'll die as a druid, but not a druid, a dwarf. But we'll give it a shot at least. So with that, we're good. I think we have boots there. So we'll fender that off and pick up this quest section. But yep, nope, we're going with the dwarf. The bad thing is we can't do a night elf or a Draenei. It does kind of break the lore with regards to those races, so that's understandable. But nope, we'll give it a shot with the dwarf here and see if that helps us at all. As far as ratios go, I think I do prefer the worgen just because it does have a speed buff. But in all honesty, we didn't use the speed buff hardly at all, and then we ended up dying to something unable to, that the speed buff wasn't able to help us anyway. So I just didn't want to have to go through that whole Gilneas leveling area. So that's kind of why we're going this route. I want to say the rare mob is in this direction. Eddie says, if you die as a dwarf, will you go horde? No, Eddie. Honestly, unless I die relatively soon. Let me think. If I die soon, we'll probably stick with. I have no idea. We'll probably just pick a random race and go from there. If I die later in the stream, it's not going to matter too much anyway, because once we get to the end of the month, I'm going to switch back to the hunter. We're just kind of doing this for the fundraising event. And there's level 10. So we'll do a slash blade, and we'll screenshot it for later. But to get to level 10, it's about an hour and 35 minutes. So let's go to demonology. And we get the chaos bolt a little bit later. Nope, that's why that didn't make sense. We get the chaos bolt at level 12. There we go. Alright. So with that, we are out of mana, so before I go run off and pull something, we'll sit down and drink real quick. And let me see, I think this is how I had it set up until we get the rest of our spells. Sean says, at least you were super chilled with the death. I would be raging, getting so far and die. Yeah, I guess I've, I don't want to say gotten used to it, but you know, I've come to expect it. It's just part of the experience, I guess. Oh, we need our pet with us. There we go. I've just kind of come to expect it, and at the end of the day, there's not too much we can do about it. We did have time to mess around. I didn't think about the 2 spells that we could have used at that time, but let's go ahead. I'm wondering if I should have picked up that quest from the guy before I made it this direction, but it's alright. I probably should have now that I'm thinking about it, but we've already committed to this decision, so we'll go see if the rare is up and then pick up the quest from one of the little trees nearby. Just says a dwarf in Tomersil is analogous to a tiger in Africa. Yeah, pretty much. It's I'm kind of surprised that they allow you to do these early quests like this as another race. It used to be that they did not, so I think they do it just so people can kind of pick their own race, and say for example, if you get your recruiter friend, you can summon the other person despite what kind of character that they've made. So with that, we'll go ahead and see if we can nuke this guy here. And Vi says, Why do you keep dying? Yeah, I have no idea. It's definitely not something I'm attempting to do by any means. We did get I think it was a handful of bad luck, but I do feel bad that we didn't use those 2 spells. I'll have to go back and take a look and see if there was any time to use those, but it was everything I could just to keep my drain life going, because every so often they would silence it, or at least just stop it, and yeah, there wasn't much I could do outside of that. Alright, so with that, we have a quest right here, so we'll pick that up as soon as we can. This is a super hard challenge. It is, Walkman. There is no doubt about that. But it's fun. It is fun. It says, I wish I had Q's patience during the Ironman challenge. I don't have it in me to delete my Ironman tunes. Yeah, I think, what was it? Someone was saying that, you know, whenever they died, they would just make the tune that they died on one of their alts that they would level professions on or something like that. But I'm kind of at a situation where I have the max amount of characters, so rather than kind of keep them, I just delete them and then put one in its place. Trying to avoid these guys because I know I'm going to have to go back and... That's perfect. So rather than avoiding them both, I pulled them both. So let's go ahead and see if we can outrun them for the most part. There we go. Alright, so with that, we'll turn these 2 in, or these 3. And then he's going to plant them and do his RP and everything. It says, can use them for PvP. We could. And in all honesty, we may even be able to use them for the 10-man. I don't know if we have to register for the 10-man Ironman challenge, or sorry, 10-man challenge at a certain level. I thought we did, but I heard we might not. So we could do that as well, but to be honest, I'm just not really interested in doing the 10-man challenge. So with that, we are halfway to level 11, and I think we just need to pretty much kill everything in the zone and collect everything nearby. Let's see, Eric says, finally back. Welcome back, Eric. Paradin says, how was dinner? So Justin says, my last Ironman tune is now 110. Which one's that, Justin? Let's see. Eric says, hello everyone. How are we feeling today? What's going on, Eric? We're doing pretty good. Like I said, despite dying today, we're doing pretty good. We are level 10.5 at the moment, and hopefully by the end of today's stream, we have another hour and a half to go at the very least, and hopefully by the end of it. Did I not pick up the other quests, or what's going on here? Okay. Okay, so we just need to plant the heart. So these things were just waiting on us to come back. I'm going to put the imp on defensive. I kind of like how that works out. Alright, so that's good. Maybe not the imp. Let me take that back. He should probably be on an assist. Just because I'd rather him start attacking while we are casting as well, rather than wait until I get hit to cast. Just because usually the imp's cast is about 2 or 3 seconds, so I'd rather him start his stuff up early rather than later. Harja says, what's up, Q? What's going on, Harja? Welcome back. We are level 10. Oh wow, almost 11 actually. It says I missed the stream yesterday. It's all good, not a problem. We did stream early this morning. Like I said, we did die at level 66, so we're starting back over. This time as a dwarf. See if we can go through the whole alliance roster before we make it to 110. Eric said, had some red wine and dinner too. Very nice. That's not bad at all, Eric. It says, oh, well, I've made a lot, and I'll play him tonight and see how far I can get him this time. Yeah, let me know how it goes, Justin. Kind of curious to see how far you get. You'll probably get up to 30 with no problem, to be honest. It's like I said, if you kind of stick to the path that you've always used to levels thus far, it probably won't be so bad for you. It's just kind of using those deaths to your advantage for the most part. Which, I mean, really the bad thing about the death from the Warlock is just, from the Warlock today, is just like, pull more carefully. I don't know how much we could do differently other than stay on the outskirts and pull more carefully. I went in with the wrong tactic on that one, that's for sure. So we have 6 of these. We need, how many more of these? 5 more. So these things, these Timberlings do have a little bit of a wide aggro radius, so I'm just going to preemptively get in combat with them. Twyla Joe gives Yuna a cookie. What's going on, Twyla? Long time no see. I haven't seen you in man, maybe a month now, right? How's everything going your way? It's kind of neat with all some of the people that we've saw early in the stream months ago, or I say months, 2 or 3 months ago. Starting to see them in the afternoon now, so that's kind of neat. Justin says, I died due to impatience and stupidity in Duskwood. I actually knew better. That seems to be the case in a lot of your deaths before level 10. It's just being impatient. Case in point was what we were doing earlier. I think we got into the single digits with the rare that we killed, that white little furball guy. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that. So we need 1 more of these little Timberling sprouts. So I guess we'll grab this one. So with that, we're good. And we'll go run turn them in. Let's see, our Hearthstone has 5 minutes, so we're doing good as far as that goes. The only thing we need to do is make sure we stop by the little town of Dolinar and pick up the next Moonwell quest, because that doesn't become available until after we've turned in these 2, I think. I'm sure I'd know why if I read the quest, but yeah, that's probably not going to happen this time either. Let's go ahead and turn in the seeds as well as the other quest, and off we go. So level 11. So with that, we'll head back. And let's see. Dean says, just reached level 30. Very nice name. Got some level 30. So that's just when you start realizing that you want to start pulling slower and watching out for those more dangerous quests. I think 25 is when I first, no, not 25, 27 is when I started approaching those more dangerous quests, such as running into the cave in where is it? Stone Talon Mountains. That cave can be pretty dangerous if you go in it at the wrong direction. So it's just, like I said, a lot of your deaths, a lot of your close calls just help you in the future. But yeah, I don't know how much the death today is going to help us all, to get, in all honesty. He says, thank you. I'm glad to see people are still leveling. That's pretty neat. We I think for a little bit people got somewhat burned out, in the sense that, you know, they found that the Ironman challenge was pretty difficult and got a little burned out in the early portion of the month. So it is pretty neat to see other people still run the Ironman challenge, so congrats on that. With that though, we're going to turn in this quest. I think we are going to do this next quest where we collect the tumors off the little marsh guys. Try says, not bad, been doing technology education to get my A+ technology certification certificate. Very nice, Twyla. Let's see, what kind of technology is it? Is it programming or more so networking? And Twyla says, but man, it gives me 2 credits. Well, that's still progress. It's definitely still progress though. Plus, at the end of the day, at least you have a skill set to work with. So with that, we will, like I said, we'll go ahead and kind of kill these things as we work our way toward the corner back here. And try to make short work of Tardrasil as much as possible. Twilight says computer servicing. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's going to be quite useful actually. Let me go ahead and dot this guy up. So we are all of about maybe 60% away from getting our Chaos Bolt. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Now, do you have anything lined up job-wise, Twyla, or is it just purely working on the education at this point? Alright, so let's go ahead and light this guy up over here. And done. Yeah, so usually these things have a 50% drop rate, and I don't know if it matters if in the order that they're killed, but it seems like every time they drop, it drops off one mob and then doesn't drop off the next one and then drops off the next one. So like every other mob we kill, it seems like it's alternating. I don't know if that's intended, but that does seem to be a pattern here. So in theory, this one should drop it, and then this guy should not. So we're halfway right so far. And let's see. Oh, nope. Maybe not. We tried. We tried to figure out a pattern. Let's go ahead and nuke this one, though. And let's see. Iku says evening. Good evening, Iku. How are you doing? So we'll see if we can knock out this guy real quick. The bad thing about a dwarf is kind of similar to the gnome. Given how short they are, they have a tendency to need to swim more often. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and turn this quest in over here. I think we're going to have to grind our way through. Eric says, welcome back to the stream, Miku. Let's see, Twice says, so far just education unless someone needs me. I even have all the tools needed. Very nice. Let's see. Alright, so with that, I think we use this file and this moon well, so let's go ahead and do that. And then Twilight also says, meaning all tools and electric discharge prevention tools. You know, that's one skill set I do want to eventually work on, is just the, what do you want to call it, the problem solving on the software side. It seems like that's going to only increase in value with everything becoming more and more digital. So I would like to eventually get to that point where I could program to some extent. Maybe not as well as a programmer, but at least kind of maybe use a Raspberry Pi or I forget the alternate to that, but yeah, hopefully eventually I can do that. Let's go ahead and I think we'll try to avoid these guys at the moment. That is a lot of critters. They're everywhere. Huh. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and blow this one up just so we have a clear space to work with. I think we've had enough close calls for one stream, so we'll blow this guy up real quick. And we did pull Lady Sathra? I want to try the stone form. Oh, it's a cast. Okay. So the stone form is not instant. That's interesting. But it does allow us to avoid getting poisoned by her, so that's kind of cool. Ika says doing well. You seem to be doing well too. Thanks, Fiery Eric. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. I think we're leveling faster than we normally do. I kind of have a grasp on how chaos. I keep calling it chaos spec. Destruction spec works. So we're starting to get a kind of a mapped out path for that. So that's not too bad. We'll also start grinding our way toward the escort quest in the small corner, and eventually kill the rare nearby. Not too focused on it at the moment, just because it is the afternoon, so the odds of that rare being available is pretty low for the most part. Skaloov says, "Hi King, what's going on, Skaloov? Good afternoon, how are you doing?" So with that, let's go ahead and light this guy up real quick. It says, "My next thing I'll be trying to learn is coding. Lucky my girlfriend. Oh, my grandfather's offer free coding lessons. He teaches coding, so that's not bad at all, actually. The coding's only going to become more and more prevalent, so that's a pretty good skill set to have, actually. Even in the vehicles, it's getting more and more software dependent, so it's getting there, that's for sure. Alright, so we'll pick up this quest and see if we can dot this guy up real quick. Just being careful not to run too close to pick up this quest and then aggro everything behind it. Let's see, we need 2 more belts, so we'll start making our way toward the escort quest. And Raphael says, "You died?" We did, Raphael. We died at level 66. Skaloov says, "Doing great. Last day on the job before I move to a better one." Oh, very nice. What are you what kind of job are you looking moving to, should I say? With that, we'll go ahead and we'll leave these guys alone just because there's no reason to get involved with them. There's no rare nearby, and the escort's on the other side of the tree, so to kill those guys would just be pretty much grinding for no reason. Raphael says, "What happened?" Raphael, so we were in the Grand and trying to avoid one pack, end up running into another, and we went from 3 to 7 mobs pretty quick, and it was just unrecoverable. So let's see. Let's go ahead and turn that in. Alright, nope, that's our 6th one. Perfect. And Real Positive says, "Hey Q's, what's going on, Real? How's your day going so far?" We've made it all the way back to level 11. Scoop says, "Network system administrator." Alright, so yeah, networking's that's where all the money's at, right? The we had an issue with that in our last job, and those guys that came in to make the whole networking made very good money. So that is something worth investing in if you guys are looking at it. Scoop says, "Lost my job a year ago and had to take a lower one." I gotcha. Yeah, I think I don't know if I'm gonna need to. I may need to end up working full employment here before I get my master's. We'll see how that works out, but we'll see. I'm gonna turn this in, and in theory he's supposed to follow us, so we'll see if that actually works out. Eric says, "Welcome back to stream." Yeah, welcome back. And let's see. I'm sure you've heard this already, but sorry to hear see that you died. Best of luck for running next one. Well, thank you, Real. I appreciate that. We'll see if we can catch up with Only this time. Only may sit back and just enjoy his rested XP and see if we can actually catch back up with him. It's going to be tough, I think. I won't say it's impossible, but there's definitely going to need to be some level of a time sink. I may not outrun this character here. There we go. It is going to take a little bit more time than we might have available. Alright, so with that, we're good here. So we'll turn this in. And there we go. Alright, so that we now have Chaos Bolt back, so we are back in business. The only thing we need to do is see if this rares up, and we'll be on our way. I do forget its name though. I think it's... There we go. So it's a little dense to try to catch them in this area. We'll see if we can work around them. And we'll open up with a chaos bowl, I think. Nope. Alright, let's just take care of this before it becomes a larger issue than it needs to be. Alright, so with that. And yep, that's what I was afraid of. So what I was hoping is that we could get to him before he got nested into the this pack of mobs. So I think we'll sit here and wait on him right here. Heard it says keep one-shotting mobs since 2017. That's right, especially the early levels like this. This thing hits like a truck. One shot at a rare there. That's kind of nice. Alright, so with that, I guess we're going to need to kill this guy as well. Eric says indeed. School says markets got much better in the last 6 months. Good luck no matter what you decide. Yes, absolutely. The I think, what was it? Twyla was working on a computer related degree. I don't know if it was networking, but yes, the market is definitely getting stronger with regards to that. That's for sure. Like I said, it's definitely creeping its way into just about everything. More so your automobiles, your various household items. A lot of stuff is just trying to put everything online. So networking is definitely where it's at the moment. So I think we need to turn in this one first, actually. The reason we're going this way first is once we turn in the 5 tomb requests, we're going to get a follow-up to kill a named mob, I believe. And then once we've knocked that out, I think we start to move west. That. And there we go. Yep, named mob. So with that, I'm trying to think what else do we need to do here. I think that's about it. There's no achievement for Teldrassil, so it's one of those things you kind of have to run off memory. If you've been here enough, like I have, it's not too big of a deal to get it off memory, I guess. Not back up. Q says hello, Q. Good afternoon, Q. How are you doing? And Lo says Q is the best one-shotter in WoW history. We'll see. I got a nice cloak here, I think. Nice. That matches our transmog. We'll put it on. We're gonna go with a red theme for the dwarf, I think. For no real reason either. We're just gonna make it a red dwarf. Eric says, "Q, so as of now, who is in the lead with the race and what level are they?" Eric, right now it's only. In Discord, he goes by G numbers, but he's level 82 last I heard, and he might be, I think that was this morning, so he might be higher than that now. And he says, "Congrats, Glue, on a new job. Another feeling to go to a work that you don't like." Yeah, that's definitely tough to do. It is one of the driving factors for me to quit my job and go get my degree, just because I knew I did not want to do that for the next 30 years. So with that, let's go ahead and turn this in real quick, and then we'll start moving to the other questing area. Not area, but mob here. In all honesty, we might skip this. It's not too much of a... Well, we could. That would get us up to 13. I guess any sort of leveling at this point is not too bad. So we do need to use the vial and the moonwell, and then that's a quick turn in, so that's not too bad. These guys are level 7, so I'm going to try not to necessarily get in combat with them, because it's not too much of a benefit for us at this point in time. Just because since they are level 7 and 8. Q says, hello, fire Eric. And let's see, Real says, any idea when there will be another charity Ironman event and what class? That's a real good question, actually. So I think what we're going to do is either make a paladin or hunter run, and hopefully start up in December or November. I'm still working on trying to line things up with WoWchallenges.com. That way I don't kind of split the community into doing two different events. But either way, we're going to pick one of those months and do, I think, all paladins or all hunters. We haven't really decided yet. I guess at one point we could do a vote, but I think a lot of people like the fact that we, oops. Oh, I can actually mount up and do this quest. Oh, that's kind of nice. All right, I'll work with that. But yeah, as far as that, I want to say paladins maybe. The only reason I'm considering hunters is because there's been a ton of deaths below level 30, and I think a lot of people were hoping to get a lot further, and maybe were a little bit disappointed with their progress. So I think a hunter would give people a lot more utility. However, with the paladin, you could choose any spec you want and just kind of go from there. Before I pull this big guy, I think I'm gonna see if I can kill everything here. Alright, there we go. And we'll use the starfall, kill everything. Yeah, that I might use that too early. We'll give it another 30 seconds. But yeah, I think the good thing with a paladin though is that it gives everyone a melee perspective, as well as gives everyone the option to either pick a healer or a tank or DPS and level as safe as they want, or as fast as they want. But with that being said, let's go ahead and drop this here, pull everybody in, and nuke them down. The light does a little bit of passive damage as well, so if you're doing this quest, just kind of stack it on top of each other, and they'll do even more damage. What says so sweet? Yep, we'll get there. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to it. We haven't picked out the charity event just yet, though. I am open for suggestions with that, but we haven't quite made it there just yet. Alright, so that's good. And I think, can we mount up yet, or are we in combat? I think we're still in combat. Okay. Well, we'll just run back, that's fine. My school says, at Neen, thanks. I don't hate the company I worked for, but it was working 10 times harder. The amount, not the quality, for a lot less money. Yeah, and that's 100% understandable. I'm gonna mount up here and just run to the end. These guys don't necessarily hit too hard. Even when we had that pack of mobs on us, they hit for about 1 to 2%. So we're kind of cutting corners and breaking a lot of rules in the general Ironman idea, but I think we're going to see if we can make it to at least level 60. Have some level of competitiveness there, and then see if we can top that with catching up with only. But Rose says, yep, Warlock was a really good choice. Pally is a good idea as well. Absolutely be interested in joining the next one. Alright, awesome. Well, I think the next one's going to be a lot busier, just because when we started this challenge, I want to say I was around... Keithy had a lot less subscribers, and then I had maybe... I think a lot of people don't know what the Ironman challenge is, and I think when we started, I might have had somewhere near 500, so I think it'll be pretty fun this time around. Especially, I think we'll do Paladins. We'll see. We'll talk about that as we fine-tune it, but I think you're right. I think Paladins would be a nice little alternative. I kind of want to go Prot if I did do it. Yuri says, all classes would be fun too. And that's not a bad idea, doing all classes. But the thing is, I guess the only downside is that everyone has the everyone kind of has the notion that if you had any sort of success in it and you were a hunter, I think it would be undermined just because people assumed you were, a hunter. Alright, so we're going to line that up like that. So I kind of want to make sure everyone has the same class, and then we'll be able to not only, we might do more segmented races. That might be a better alternative. So your fastest level to say 20 time, your 40 time, your 60 time, and then maybe let's see, we need to go toward this way, and then maybe you know, do the highest level standing at the end of the month as well. Eric says, I shall return shortly. Alright, Eric, we'll be here. Yuri says, all classes equal hunter. Pretty much. I think it's more of a question of speed between the classes. There's no getting around that the hunter has a lot more utility, but even so, we still had utility as a warlock and we still died, so having that utility doesn't necessarily make the class easier. You know, you still have to have the capability to use it. So I still think it's a question of speed rather than ease. He says, yeah, I just got this 5-rep mana ray. That's one I got, actually. I just got that last night. There's another mana ray that you get, I think, after you've killed 2,000 demons. So if you guys like mana rays, head to Argus and start killing away there. Alright, so we are level 13. Turn this quest in and off to Darkshore. Alright. Can we mount up here? No. Okay. So we'll run. I think we're going to come to, what was it, Lowell's favorite little couple here, if I remember that right. Malfury and then Tywin. There we go. We're here. At this point, we'll grab this next quest and head to Darkshore. So that's not a bad. Let's see, what's the playtime? That's not a bad 2 hours, 10 minutes. I don't think we'll quite make it at 20. I think I underestimated the amount of time that would take, but that's still not bad. Probably one of the faster times I've had on the Warlock, from 1 to 13 at least. So that, I'll go ahead and head back that way. For those that are new to the channel, since I have it cleaned up a little bit, I'll put this up. Just need to remember to take it back down. The Ironman challenge rules, those are on your right hand side. There's more details in the description. I'm not going to advertise the Warlock race too much more at this point because it is getting a little bit later, so we'll continue racing as ourselves, and if there's people that are interested in jumping in, let's try that again. Jumping in at the last week, we'll more than welcome to do so, but we'll kind of keep it like this. I might have a cleaner presentation for the top levels tomorrow, hopefully. But with that, let's go ahead and head over there, and I'll keep that up for the duration of the flight. But once we land, we'll get back into the questing. And we have new spells all over the place. There we go. Trying to think where it's there's a couple areas in Darkshore. And previously, when we've been questing, we've gone in the northern direction as quickly as possible. Part of me wonders if we need to be going more in the southern region, because the mobs down here are level, what, 14, 15? And we end up trying to kill them at level 20, so I think I'm doing the zone a little out of order. We'll see how that works out this time around, though. But with that, we'll put that away for the time being and make sure we set our Hearthstone here. It is available, so that being said, let's grab this quest. And I think this is the innkeeper here. Yep. Nick says, I have to get all the toys and transmog items from the Brewfest. Nikki, how close are you? How many tokens do you need? Is it possible to get all the toys and pets in one holiday, or do you have to kind of do it on multiple characters? because I'm a little behind on the Brewfest. I did manage to get the Brewfest Kodo and Ram. I do have that now, but as far as all the other little pets and toys, I haven't got those yet. So these guys have about 200 health. My Chaos Bolt used to be in that location. There we go. You know what? I could move. Nah, it'll be alright. I'll move everything around later. So with that, we have 4 of 8 here. And I think we have our first guy we need to check on over here. And Nikki says, Bob White says, pleases? What's going on, Bob White? Nikki says, I have all the hats. Oh, for the Brewfest? I don't think I have any, to be honest. Alright, so with that, we're good. Says, love you. What's going on, Bob? Good thing about this quest is we can stay mounted, so we'll just grab these last 4 guys over here, and then I say 4. 2 guys over here. There we go. And Nikki says, might have to do it on my turns. Got the Kodo again last night. Very nice, Dickie. Yeah, it's too bad you can't trade the Kodo with someone once you have it, but I did manage to get that yesterday. Alright, with that, we're good. Go ahead and blow up this guy as well. Welcome says, man, that Chaos Bolt is savage. It is. This is the problem that I had when let me see. Yeah, the problem I had when I first had this spec was that I wasn't using it as nearly as often as I should. But now that I've played the spec up to 66, I try to open that more often than not. There we go. So with that, we'll blow this one up, and alright, we'll go ahead and use the Hearthstone. He says, I would sell the Kodo mount if I could. It'd probably go for a decent amount. And people are quite the mount and pet collectors. Hence the girlfriend. Now, Nikki, do you know how many of the tokens you need, or do you need have you calculated the total amount? Because I'm kind of curious if we have enough time, or if you have to do the Brewfest on several characters to get everything. It says getting paid to watch you. Very nice, Nikki. That's how you make that money. Watching your favorite stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go ahead and pick up this quest. I think for these 2 quests we have to pick up the clams near the dock, as well as get 4 pieces of clam meat. Or crawler meat, I believe. So with that. And Walkman says destruction is very similar to Arcane in a sense. Very one-shotty. I like it. It is. It's actually really nice. It says probably, like I said, I think despite the fact that I'm leveling on Kalimdor, I think this is going to be my best chance to at least make it back up to 60 before the end of the month. We'll see. Let's go ahead and cast from over here. There we go. And with that, we have our first piece of crawler meat. Grab all these clams here. And we'll nuke this guy if he can. Can we shoot him through the ramp? No, we can't. Okay. We do need to watch our health though. It says more than 1,000 probably. Really? It takes that many? Holy hell. Okay. So yeah, looks like I have a little bit of work to do over the weekend here. Or the next 2 weekends. So we have more clams back up. These little clams usually spawn before you can collect them all. So if you kind of swim back and forth around the dock, you have a good chance of getting all the ones that you need. And then at that point you can just run across the small little river and kill the crabs, all the while staying on land rather than having to swim the entire time. Alright, so that's 14. We'll grab the last two here. And that's 16. And then we'll mount up and run to the other shoreline and kill all the crabs over there. There we go. Nick says, I have a hard time playing Arcane. Been a Frost Mage from the beginning. Yeah, I heard Frost Mages have a lot of CC capability, which makes them strong in PvP from what I understand. But I have no skill as a mage, so that's not anything I am worried about whatsoever. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and blow it up. Walkman says, man, should try the Ironman on a low population server. Might increase your chances to get to 110. Maybe so. The reason, the thought process behind that is a little bit of a trade-off. So, in what I've noticed, the low population servers will end up running across rares more often, but the greens, the BOEs, like the greens and the blues that we get from them, don't sell as well. So it's kind of one of those things that if you're more focused on gold, it's good to be on a more popular server, I guess, populated server. But if you're more focused on, I guess, coming across more rares, then yeah, I agree with you. I would pick a low population server. Now the reason I've picked this one is because I have my other Ironman challenger on here, and if the hunter dies, I'll move the hunter over here as well. That way, as my Ironman attempts die, I'll go ahead and take the gold and whatnot and all the gear from them, send it to a bank. That way I can turn around and sell it, and maybe eventually work my way up into getting a WoW token. So that's kind of the whole thought process behind that. But yeah, no, if like you said, if you want to come across more rares and maybe even more chests, you definitely want to pick a lower population server. Alfredo says, well, I died at level 31. Should I start again? Oh no, that wasn't Alfredo. That was Neen. Neen! Oh, what happened, Neen? Yeah, go ahead. Start again. I'm starting. We'll level together. You have plenty of time. We have, what? It is the 22nd, so 7-8 days. We'll be alright. Gummy Lord says, I like the name, Gummy Lord. Have you ever played Horde? I have. I played Horde from Burning Crusade until the end of Mists of Pandaria, believe it or not. The only reason I switched is because Illidan was down for pretty much the entire week of Warlords of Draenor launching. Alfredo says, weren't you level 65 5 hours ago? Yes, we were. We died in Negran, Alfredo. So we're going to give this another shot and see if we can get back in some sort of competitive range here. So with that, let's go ahead and start killing these. I think we need to kill... No, we need to get 6 bear guts. There we go. Hero says, an Iron WoW token bought with the blood of the fallen. That's pretty good, Real. I like that. An Iron WoW token. Almost makes you want to keep it to a certain extent. There's a lot of time invested in that WoW token. Alright, so let's go ahead and... These bears are a little buggy just because they go off and they chase a critter and then reset. So they can be a pain to deal with sometimes. That's kind of nice. Alright, so we have our first of 6 here. And he says, no, I was one-shotted. Really? Holy hell. The bear ran off as soon as we had sent our first cast out there. Okay. Inventory's full. Whoops, I forgot to sell stuff. Let's see, we don't need that. We are going to keep the bear meat though, just because that can actually sell decently. So with that, see if we, that should be enough. Remember it says, oh, I played on Illidan. Yeah, that's where I played for a good, what would that be? From Burning Crusade until the end of Pandaria, maybe 6 or 7 years. It was fun. I mean, Illidan's more PvE just because of the way the ratio from Horde to Alliance is. Not to take away from the PvP that does happen, but there's just so many Horde that you rarely encounter any sort of Alliance problems. It might have been negated since we have a little bit of cross realm these days, so. Gummy says, if you get ganked on a PvP server doing the Ironman challenge, do you have to start over, or does that not count? Gummy, yes, that does count as a death, so any death, whether it's from PvP or from even a WoW glitching out or a disconnect or a fall, a death is a death. So kind of to drive the point home a little bit, the 22 players that have made it up to 110 have all been on PvE realms. No one's actually been able to do it on a PvP realm yet. We'll see if that changes later, but I haven't seen anything. Not yet anyway. So right there. So we need one more bear guts. And Real says, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. What part of the US? Normally I say for now, the southern region of the United States. I'm sure once someone sees me in real life, they can't be out of the bag. But as much as possible, I just try to stay low-key as much as possible. So I kind of give a vague answer. I know it's vague, so I apologize for that. But it is the southern region of the United States. So we actually had a little bit to deal with Hurricane Irma. So kind of that southern region, if that helps at all. Alright, so we have 6 here. We'll go ahead and turn it into this box, and then at this point we need to head into the cave and blow that up. And then looks like Sam pulled this guy real quick. There we go. We did get a green drop earlier, so that was kind of nice. But my bags are getting full, so I'm not sure if I should go into this cave just yet or not. That's 1 silver. I'm going to throw these. I'm going to pretty much see if we can get as much space as possible. What color are the gloves? Hand colors. Normally I try not to go in my bag unless I'm vendoring stuff, but ooh, spider legs. Can't really help it all too much here, especially if there's a quest that gives you a reward. That is level 14 though. And Neen says, can I delete my character and create a new one with the same name, or does that work? Yes, Neen, you can absolutely do that. In fact, I've done that with all of my characters so far. So yeah, you're perfectly okay in doing that. And Neen says, why aren't you using the Tundra Mammoth? Because we are level 14. So once we get to level 20 we can use it, but as of now we just don't have access to it. And let's see, Scoop says, I think you're in Tennessee or Georgia. I'm in Kentucky. Are you really? Very nice. That would be interesting to see the guesses there though. Q says, Warsong is a small PvP server. You might be able to do the Ironman challenge on there. Maybe so. The thing is too, is let's see if we can not pull this bear. The thing is, as well, is that there is a small group of players that kind of hover and watch the Ironman Challenge website. So as you register your character, you have guys that create characters on your realm just to hunt down the Ironman contenders on PvP realms and see if they can kill them. I think that's kind of funny. I know a lot of people don't, but I don't know. I just find that funny. I've always enjoyed the world PvP in games, coming from Illidan as I do, but I can completely understand if not everyone finds that fun. Ian says, oh, I forgot. Nope, all good. Only says heirloom mounts are allowed now, and we're forbidden under the Warlord's Draenor rules. And let's see. Girl says, was just curious about relation and time zone and whatnot. Future plot choice. We live in the same state. Yeah, no kidding, right? It is in the southern region, but my time zone that I go off of is Eastern. It seems to be the most easily relatable one. More people are familiar with that one more so than the other ones throughout the US. Alright, so with that, go ahead and grab these guys. We have the key. Did it give us the quest? I don't think it did. Huh, that's weird. Oh, inventory's full, that's why. That's not weird then. Alright, so we might have to get rid of a lot more gear here. So we get rid of the cat hair, we don't need that. Cracked eggs. We do want the light feathers just in case that's needed. Crazy! Crazy thing. Thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I appreciate that. We're gonna have to go ahead and throw everything away here. Just as a habit, try not to click on the potions like I just did. They tend to, a lot of people sometimes accidentally take their potions and that'll flag your character just as quickly as a death will. So just be careful of that. I don't see a rare here, so it is in the afternoon, so maybe maybe it'll be up tomorrow instead. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Grab the ichor and turn this in. Baron says, grab some 14 queued, make it a good time. I think we're doing alright with time. Thank you for that, by the way. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good on time so far. Maybe if we can kind of keep this pace. It's definitely going to slow down as we get into, we want to call it Stone Talon Mountains. That's when the questing starts to get drawn out. I did not mean to drop down, so we'll end up having to fight this guy. We'll open up with a Chaos Bolt, I guess. But, yeah, I think we're doing pretty good as far as leveling time. It says, congrats on reaching 14, man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We'll get there. Just gotta jump back on the horse like you were saying, Walkman. Nicky says, I think I have another hour, then I can go home. Congrats on the subs and likes. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you guys for all the likes and the subscriptions. That does mean quite a bit, so I appreciate that very much. I try not to harp on it too much just because I don't know, that kind of takes out of the gaming atmosphere, so thank you though. I appreciate that. Seabass says, did you die? I did, Seabass. We died at level 66 this morning. Or, yeah, this morning. So, unfortunately, we're starting again, but I guess we now know not to pull 7 mobs. Lesson learned, right? Let's go ahead and release this one. And we need, how many more bears? There we go. I think we're going to release, that'd be 7 here, and then we'll finish it off right here. There we go. And see, that says you were just playing a human this morning. I know. And honestly, I'm still somewhat surprised that we died that way. I'm a little disappointed, but still kind of surprised, to be honest. Alright, so with this, let's go ahead and send this guy home early. Rose says, I'm not sure if it popped up on your stream yesterday, but I did sub, just saying. Oh, really? Well, I don't think it did. Sometimes, real. I don't know why, but the overlay or the website that runs it from behind, it doesn't update all the time. But I thank you for that. I appreciate it as well. I think it's a software thing. Maybe it's, you know, you get your money's worth with free software, so I can't complain too much, but it does have its bugs, I believe. But thank you very much for that, by the way. I think we need to kill Zen. So the demon that we turned into a frog all of about an hour or 2 ago, we have to kill him now because he's made his way to Darkshore and it's creating more problems. So we'll go ahead and loot this. And Eric says, Hume died due to bad luck, but some enemies that he did not see. Yeah, and that's the thing is, I definitely wouldn't run by that building had I seen those guys in there. And usually, tidy plates will kind of give you a heads up that you're running up on mobs that are, you know, in an enclosure or they're behind a wall. I didn't see anything like that. I'll probably look at it later tonight once it's fully uploaded. But yeah, there wasn't too much we could do. I probably could have used 2 cooldowns, maybe. I'm gonna have to go back and see how fast I was losing health. But yeah, it was pretty rough. I did commit to surviving the entire time, so at least, as much as I try to say, if you find yourself in a bad situation, you kind of have to pick your, as a warlock, you have to pick your fight or flight early and stick with it. I've seen a lot of deaths where people either they decide to fight, you know, stay and fight, and then they start running at once they get down to 30%, and then just the opposite. I've seen them run, and then they get snared, and then they try to start and fight, and then you know they die after that. So it's I think this is one of those classes you kind of have to pick the type of fight you're going to have early on. And I should have saved my Hearthstone for this location. Man, that Chaos Bolt is so nice. I think I smile every time I one-shot something like that. Let's see if that says, oh man, I was watching this morning before work. Last I saw you were pulling what looked like Blood Elf enemies on some really high tower thing. I'm trying to think, where was that? Oh yeah, I know where that was. That was in Terracar Forest. Yep. And we had done fairly well that whole day. Didn't have a single close call and was plowing through everything kind of nicely, but that's kind of the nature of the Ironman challenge. Those close calls come up pretty quick. And starting to slow it down here once again, just because we're starting to get into that level where these things are hitting harder. So I did nearly die at level 7, I think it was. And Rio says, looks like you just have to unsuffer yourself. Maybe so, Rio. I think I've noticed that a little bit. Sometimes I think people are playing with the little number thing. So just so you know, I don't think it does work if you do it twice. I think there's like a built-in spam safety mechanism. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Sal says, afternoon all. What's going on, Sal? Good afternoon. Welcome back. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and... I don't think there's any sort of rare we can run by. Yeah, so we'll just go straight toward the dock here. And I did set my Hearthstone. Yes, I did. Okay. Lord and all. The bear's chasing this guy, so he shouldn't aggro onto us. We'll just run through him. Usually if they're chasing a critter like that, they're not really... They won't aggro onto you too much. And we, yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah, we should hopefully get pretty close to 15 with this turn, and I think we have 4 quests in all. And I kind of forget which part of the storyline. Either we start heading up north to take care of the horde, or we head down south. I can't remember how this actually works out. Alright, so that's... Oh, that's right. We need to sell stuff. Let's go ahead and do that before we try to turn in all these quests. Alright, so we don't need the hunting rifle. Let's see, how did the gloves look? That kind of matches. We'll save them. We're just going to go for a red transmog for no reason in particular. So maybe we'll come across some here that does that for us. Sell those. Just because at this point in time, the gear we get's relatively, the benefit of it's relatively minimal. I think at level 66 we still had less than level that's a goofy transmog there. At level 66 I think we still had less than 60 armor in all. So that's fine on equip, so that's nice. We'll keep that. We'll get rid of that, as well as all this stuff, I believe. Yes, soulbound. We have a couple BOEs, that's kind of nice. Have a lot of quest items as well. I think I'm going to get rid of the bags, actually. They tend to not sell well. Alright, so with that, we'll close that out. We'll put on our new gloves, and we're good to go. So now we can turn in our quest here. Rose says, so you're saying I'll have to try and do it more than twice, just keeping spamming it? Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, as far as as far as the, what do you call it, the sub button. Let's see. Oh wow, we turn them all in here. Yeah, no, but as far as the sub button, I think I've seen people try to do that. Like, there's been a couple times where I saw the numbers go up and down a couple times, and I didn't see anyone name pop back up. So I don't think it's going to work that way. But yeah, no, I know you're joking. It's just, I know there's someone out there that's going to test it out if they haven't already. But that is the nature of the internet, so it doesn't bother me all too much. So yes, we are actually going south. Nice. And Skloof says, have a good evening, everybody. Alright, Skloof, you too. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Whoops. Try to drive straight here. And Sal says, thanks, Eric. Didn't show up sooner, but got busy. Nope, it's all good, Sal. Gotta take care of real life first. Alright, so with that, let's try to make our way back to the road here. And I think this next leg of the quest has us kill a lot of undead stuff, so it's pretty good questing in the area, I believe. We might get an opportunity to kill a rare, or maybe 3, depending on if they're up or not. Only says armor is diminishing returns. The fewer armor points you have, the more benefit you get for getting an additional armor point. Okay, that's good to know. Well, I'll probably stick with the transmog thing, just because how much armor do we have? That's interesting. Yeah, we have 15. So we'll just we'll stick with that for now. And School says, bye to Eric, and let's see. Oh, School says, always a blast. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We'll be here tomorrow morning, trying to blow this stuff up and catch back up with Only there, who's sitting comfortable at 82, right, Only? Did you level again, or is that where you stopped for the time being? Alright, so with that, we do need to click on the brazier over there. There we go. And we'll knock this guy out. Real says, oh, I've seen that. A funny thought though, yeah. Yeah, so you have seen it too then. The numbers go up and down. I figured it comes with the territory. Only says, plus armor points are worth less as you level up. Really should ignore armor and pay attention to the damage reductions, the real stat. Yeah, which is actually a pretty good point actually. The armor is not all that important, if at all. We do have Drain Soul, so we'll keep that going as much as possible, but yeah, generally speaking, it is the damage reduction abilities, which, like I said, we did not use that. I forgot completely about it until we were looking at the dwarf's little iron, what is it, stone form? Yeah, stone form. Oh, it says doing safe dailies at 82. Very nice. Yeah, so I think you're pretty set for the most part there, Only. Just gotta keep it safe and hang in there. Unless Nell gets some ungodly level of inspiration, you might be in trouble. Eric says, we will be here to take you in with open arms or something like that. But indeed, do come back again soon. Very nice, Eric. That's pretty good. We're going to work our way around. We need to kill this person for that little ghost thing for the necklace, I think. Yep. So at that point, we're just kind of... you know what? I'm going to save this for the named mob, actually. We'll blow this one up with our fire spells, and then save the chaos bolt for the one with the name. Which should be able to one-shot it. Yep. Nice. Alright, so we have the pieces there. And let's see, what else do we need? I guess we'll kill this thing. Hopefully the little bit of gear that we've acquired this morning, or this afternoon, will sell over the night. That way we'll start tomorrow with netherweave bags. And if we can get all six, or sorry, not six, but all four, we'll be able to have a decent amount of bag space. However, once we get up to level 20, it's not going to be too important altogether anyway. I'll worry about that later. I was going to say take a look for rares over there, but try not to let the old habits resurface. Alright, so we'll turn that in and locate this guy over here. The good thing about this location is, like I said, there's three kind of rares in a pretty close proximity to each other. So one being a tiger, I think a black tiger over here, an ostrich looking thing over here, I forget what it's called, Finstrider I believe, maybe, and then a naga in the corner over there. So once we turn this quest in, we'll see if they're all up. It only says Nell resigned after her death, family time issues. Yeah, I think I saw that too, only. But I wasn't sure if she was trying to get back into it. But yeah, I think I saw that as well. Which is good for her. I'm glad she's starting to feel a little bit better, I think. I think the pregnancy is getting to her to some extent. Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and pull the whiskers off the cats. We're going to start in this location first. And I'll blow this guy up before he gets over there. The stealth tiger is just that, it's stealth, so you can't really, especially at this level, you can't really see it until you're like right up on it, or probably more than likely he's right up on you, so just kind of watching the name. There we go. Alright, so with that, there we go. So he has 482 health, we have a 3-second cast, and we are now level 15. And that we'll pull the... We can have talents, or sorry, we can't have talents, so we'll tuck that away. And just blow this guy up here. It will be nice to get the other fire spell here eventually. You definitely don't want to pull more than one, or pull more than one whisker at a time. They can, they do turn aggressive after you've tugged them in the face. I think someone with a decent base system just drove by the house. Alright, so with that, we have the whisker, so we're good with that. And I think we'll go across the road here, pull the fur off 3 different small deer. Try to avoid the big ones, but they'll probably be in the way getting toward the Naga location. So with that, let's go ahead and ride up on this area over here. Oh, we do have to dismount. Okay. Not a problem. It says we're in combat, but I don't think we are. Nope. We tried. See if we can target them. There we go. And open up with a chaos bolt there. With that, pretty happy with today's progress. Usually it's not as fast, but I think given that we have 60 plus levels of experience with demon or destruction, 60 plus levels of experience with destruction, and I still call it chaos spec, but yeah, it's been pretty nice so far, especially the one-shotting aspect of it. So just make sure there's no named mob that we're looking for. She has a couple different spawn locations in this area, so just trying to keep an eye out for her. One of the popular ones is right here, as well as in this area in the corner, so we'll try to grind our way in that direction anyway, since we have to kill this one. And let's see, Rio says, my apologies if this is posted someone, but are you streaming tomorrow? No, not a problem, Rio. So for those that are unfamiliar, let me answer the question first. Yes, we are streaming tomorrow. We're also doing an afternoon stream tomorrow, I think. I'm trying to stress my schedule out as much as possible and prepare for school in the background, just to see if it's just kind of get a feasibility test for doing morning and afternoon streams. But so yes, we are doing a stream in the morning. It's probably going to be extended, and then we'll do an additional afternoon stream as well. But normally what I do at the beginning of each month is in the description I'll list all the days that we're probably going to take off. Oops, let me go ahead and drop the treants here. There we go. And they're going to attack something. But yeah, usually I'll have all my days listed off in the description. So that typically includes every Sunday, every other Tuesday, and then I also have the 29th off for the end of this month. That's going to be more relevant, especially in October, because I have midterms there, and just have to kind of get ready for those things. I have 3 midterms in the span of 2 weeks, so hopefully that's not going to be a nightmare. So let's go ahead and pop these guys here, and they're both going in this direction. And Eric says, indeed, Kuhn, you've been crushing it this run so far. Keep it up. Well, thank you, sir. Trying to. You would think I'd mastered after being here so many times. Let me go ahead and click this real quick. I think one of the things though is that even though you've, let's say we've actually leveled to Outland 10 times, sometimes it doesn't matter how much experience you have in leveling out there. Outlands just can be buggy in and of itself sometimes. So be careful as you start to hit. A lot of people are starting to hit 60 here recently, so oh, I just need to click it. Just kind of be aware of that, and man, watch out for the bug mobs. Some of those mobs can do some significant damage when they're under the floor, so just be careful of that, especially in Outland. Real says somewhere. No, I got it. Real, it's alright. The my rain apparently cuts off sometimes. If yours does, mine definitely does. Real. I usually when I get to about the 3-hour mark in a stream, I start mixing up my words a good bit. I've gotten a little bit better, I think, as we've progressed throughout the stream, but I still see myself doing it from time to time. We're going to come across our first kind of in the kind of a pain quest with these bears. We have to wait. Oops, we need to do that now. We need to wait for the bears to catch a fish to be able to pull their fur off. And I'm hoping I can get to this guy before he turns aggressive. There we go. My imp hit him after I meleeed him. Whoops. Alright. So we need to swim downstream, collect this fur, and then hopefully wait on him to catch a fish. We'll do. Oh, perfect. That worked out pretty well, actually. I wonder if that's just lucking out, or if they always catch fish in that order. We are in combat, but I'm not sure with what. There we go. So let's see, we need to turn it in over here, so we'll just spend time running down the land rather than trying to swim up current. But Paradin says, what's for dinner, Kuhn? You know, I think we're going to do the turkey burgers tonight. I was going to grab one for lunch, but then I realized that we wouldn't have 2 for dinner, so I opted to make an egg instead. So I think we're doing turkey burgers with, let's see, what do we usually do? I think we're going to fry an egg on them tonight. That'd be nice. We did run out of onions though. So with that, we'll turn that in. What about yourself, Ferretin? What is for dinner tonight? So turn that in as well. Accept this quest, and it's not highlighted, but you need to click on the little incense bowl at his feet, and then just kind of pick one of these mobs to be friendly with. Complete the quest. We're good there. I'm kind of curious, if I pick the bear, if I'll be friendly with the bears throughout this zone, or neutral at least with them. Alright, so we'll accept that. And both of these quests have us go back to the inn, I believe. Yep. So what we're going to do is take a small little detour. Jennifer and AH aren't here to give us a hard time about it, but we're going to see if the little ostrich rare is up real quick. And it does spawn kind of in this open area over here. So we'll see if that's up real quick, and let's see. Eric says that parroting. Not the food again. That's funny. Yeah, so let's see. Turkey burgers with fried egg on top, onions, and I think we need to saute the onions. I probably should do that before she gets home. So there's our rare. Nice thing is we're going to probably one-shot it, but we have to deal with the little friends of his. Oh, we didn't. Oh, that's surprising. Alright, so we'll light this one up and get back our health from this one. There we go. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and hearth back now. Just so that we can, I think we're trying to make a point to utilize the hearthstone as often as possible. It seems like, just because I'm not in a guild, I tend not to use it as much, so I'm going to use it a little bit more liberally this time. Alright, so with that, we have the clams, so we'll set that aside. I guess we could just sell it as we get through it. That is not a red belt, so we'll throw that away. We do have strider meat, so I don't know how well that sells for, but if we run out of mana, we do have milk here, so I'll set that away from all the greens. And that is soulbound. That's leather. Bind on equip. And we're good to go. So round 2 here. Oh, we gotta turn in all these quests. I forgot about that. So we'll do that. The good thing with the Warlocks is that they automatically learn mount training, so we don't have to go back to the city at level 20. But evidently from what I've learned last stream is that you automatically learn 60% riding at level 20, but you do not automatically learn the 100% riding at level 40, I believe. And of course, you know, you don't automatically learn the flying at level 60. Alright, so with that, I think there's another quest here. Maybe not. Okay. We'll go knock out the Murlocs real quick. And then Rose says, cooking for the household like a man. Alright, are you me? Yep, nope. Like I said, the girlfriend's at work, so like you said, gotta support somehow. While I'm in college anyway. So try to make what do you want to call it? Try to meet halfway in the middle as much as possible. So with this, usually I can do this quest in 2 shots. We'll see if that's going to be the case today. Normally you can take the robot on the left-hand side of the ship and gather everything up, and then you can take the second one between the 2 ships, and that should most of the time be enough. Walkman says, alright Hugh, it's been fun, but I'm going to sleep. But I'll be here for tomorrow's stream. Alright, Walkman, thank you, sir. Thank you for being a part of the stream, and you have a great rest of the night. Wheats, what's going on, Wheats? I haven't seen you in a while. Says, did you die again? We did. We died at level 66. It was rough. That one, the stream is up. I just haven't had a chance to timestamp them yet. But it was probably one of our more rougher deaths. It was it was slow and agonizing. We could see the train coming from the other end of the tunnel. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and when you hit the button, it does stop you, but its aggro radius is pretty nice. So this should 33. That's not bad. All right, so with that, since we have those, we'll move in this direction. Like I said, the aggro radius on this thing's pretty decent. Most of the time we can get it in 2 shots. You just kind of have to time it right. I think the explosion spell takes about 5 seconds to activate, so it's one of those things where you want to put yourself in a position where you're not getting torn up too bad. I don't know if we'll make it this time, actually. That's that might be enough. That might be 17. Nice. Perfect. We said, yeah, I've been busy with a new job and school, and that sucks, but how are you? We're doing fairly well, especially for considering that we, like I said, died this morning. We've managed to make it to level 15 in less than 3 hours, so I think that in and of itself is a little bit, I think that's one of my better times, so that's not bad at all in comparison to my other attempts. And Eric says, yes, Kuhn died due to some bad luck with enemies in a hut, and he did not see it first, and then more enemies swarmed him. It was just that it was too much. Yeah, so for those who haven't seen it yet, it was a pretty slow death. We tried to make it. I thought for a second we were going to be alright, but the mob that was hitting me kept interrupting the heal spell, and like I said, I didn't utilize my damage reduction spell, and I didn't use the Infernal, so I don't know if that would have been enough to save me, but it was definitely a slow death. Alright, so with that, we'll mount up here and turn this in real quick. Yeah, so like I said, I thought for a second that we were going to go south, but it looks like there's only one quest, and it's going to take us up north, so there's not too much of getting around that, it seems. And there we go, 16. So I'm going to put fear in this location. I don't think Warlocks have a silencing effect, so I'll just kind of put fear in that position. Eric says, I seem like a bot now. How many times have I explained that depth? Yeah, you know, Eric, that's almost the explanation. And don't feel bad for asking it. It's natural, but it's almost the fact that having to explain your death several times isn't worse, but it does have a not a mental impact. I don't want to be too dramatic with it, but it's like, oh man, I got to talk about my death again. Like I said, it's okay to ask me about it. I guess for the 1,000 subscribers, things are bound to get repeated, but yeah, no, I can completely relate to that, Eric. There is a rare Murloc that runs along the coastline. We should be able to kill him without too much of an issue. I try not to go over there all too much, because even if you kill some of the Murlocs over there, they don't generate any sort of XP at all, even just from killing them. So I'm going to move this here just so I have that muscle memory. I keep trying to click this area because on my level 66 lock, I did have it on my 5 key, and I think I'll just keep it there for now. Conspiracy says, how did you die? Conspiracy, you. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and kill this. That is kind of funny. I don't know if you timed that poorly or if you're trolling a bit there. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and... I think there was a item to pick up over here. So we'll blow that up real quick. Wheat says, sorry for making you rethink your sad death. Nope, it's all good, Wheats. It's all part of the Ironman experience. So, like I said, there's don't feel bad about that at all. I think this will one-shot him. Yes, it will. Perfect. Alright, so with that, we'll blow this one up as well. Eric says, Conspiracy says, shall I explain it to him? Conspiracy says no. Alright. Alright, I think, oh no, you weren't being a troll. Really? You timed that perfect. Wow. That's pretty good there. Pastor says, Real says, alright Q, I'm out. It's the freaking weekend. See you bright and early in the morning. Take care, and take care, chat. Alright, Real, I appreciate you being a part of chat, and you have a great rest of the afternoon as well as the weekend. Well, we'll definitely be here tomorrow, seeing if we can catch back up while Only is comfortably doing his safe dailies over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and nuke this real quick. Eric says, I can tell it. I've told him to tell many times before. And yeah, I'll let you have this one, Eric. It's try to focus. I'm gonna try to focus on the not necessarily the questing, but staying alive while moving as quickly as possible. The maybe we can get a decent level 1 to 60 time. Alright, so with that, we need 5 more relics. Sorry, 4 more relics. It's too bad there's no way to speed up Chaos Bolt. I think it would be overpowered, so I probably shouldn't complain, but sometimes it's a debate whether or not to use Chaos Bolt or some other attack, just because of the cast timer on it. So like I said, this is going to be, we need 3 more, yeah, 3 more relics. And I'm going to use Chaos Bolt on this guy just because when he rushes, he does hit pretty hard, so be careful of that. He does have a pretty substantial hit when he rushes you. And Eric says, so goodbye to Rio, and I'll see you back soon. Yes sir, definitely hope to see you guys back soon. We'll go ahead, oh, we gotta nuke this guy as well. And let's see, Fabio says, hey Q, I just saw your death. Let's see. Hey, third lock is the charm, and it's a dwarf man. Well, I hate to burst your bubble there, Fabio, but this is the 4th Warlock, so our I don't think our third attempt charm is working. It didn't work for the hunter either, actually. Table Coon. So I think that's the first time I've seen your name. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Good afternoon. So what are you leveling as? We are leveling as Destruction. That's what's giving me the capability to use the Chaos Bolt. It's a 3-second cast, and it costs 2 soul shards, but it's pretty much guaranteed to one-shot most of everything up to about level 30. So it's definitely worth the 3 seconds and 2 soul shards it takes to cast. Eric's telling Conspiracy how it went down, and then there we go. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Eric. What I should do is have a copy and paste macro. I think if I set up Nightbot, it can have some sort of automated response. Not to be dismissive by any means, so I don't, like I said, I don't mind answering the question. But you did time that perfectly, Conspiracy. We're going to work in this direction and then see if these, I think now is the perfect time to see if the rare Murloc is up. But yeah, speaking of Nightbot, eventually I'll get that up and running. I have a very good team of mods, so I appreciate you guys helping me in chat. And I haven't had a real need to have Nightbot. Maybe we'll pop it in just to give basic information about Ironman challenge, but haven't had a tremendous need for it. So there he is. See if we can sneak in right here. We might aggro that one. So Sam's gonna kill him. I was gonna say I wasn't gonna mess with him, and I was gonna let him run to me, but Sam had other ideas. So let's see if we can sneak between these two guys. Last time we tried that, we aggroed both, so. See, Fabio says, hey, 4th time is the charm. It's 2017. Yes, sir, it is. Devil thank you for the subscription. Like I said, welcome to the stream. We are, as of now, for those that are new to the stream, it's pretty much just an Ironman challenge channel. Eventually, we're going to get into some in-game content, so that's what we're doing right now. Is just doing a stress test on my schedule, see if I can manage doing the afternoon streams throughout October. So we'll get there. That's kind of why we're doing this at this time. And I don't really have a reason to kill him, so not that I feel bad for sending that off, but I didn't really need to do that. I think we need to burn the boxes, so we'll put the quest item right there and try to break our way in through this direction. And Eric says, "Oh, but Q, then I will lose my purpose." Then, no, not at all. I don't want to make Nightbot spammy by any means. The only reason I would pull in Nightbot would be to maybe give, I don't know to be honest. I think I've never done this before. The whole social media thing's relatively new to me, so I really have no idea what I would use Nightbot for. I had convinced myself I was going to use it at one point, I think starting in October, but I have no idea why I would do it actually now. Bobby says you're going full speed on this one. Trying to make it a little bit more competitive, especially on the 0 to 60 front. So let's go ahead and nuke this guy. Yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure out what to do for Deathless. Deathless is just a huge time sink when it comes to leveling. I've done Eastern and Western Plaguelands before on the Hunter, but I feel like if I abandon my questing path, I'm going to make myself more susceptible to dying, so I might just have to endure the Deathless questing phase. Maybe just be a little bit more aggressive in that zone, but yeah, I'm hoping I can get through there relatively quickly. And hopefully keep the momentum, because once we've gotten into Fearless and Thousand Needles, the questing is not too bad at all. Let's see. Nope. Let's go ahead and burn this real quick, and we'll kill this guy. Oops. And we'll kill that guy next. Dean says at least one stream per week on the afternoons. I would be happy. All right, Dean. We'll definitely try to do something along those lines. I won't be able to stream in the afternoons Monday through Wednesday, just because I have those classes in the afternoon. But you know, if we did something on a Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday as well, we can work with that. So definitely just kind of keeping it up in the air and keeping it up in the air. There we go. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. But yeah, appreciate that, Neen. I will keep that in mind definitely. I will not. The reason I'll go into a little bit deeper is I haven't decided if we want to do it several times every other week for afternoon streams, or if we want to do it like you said once per week. It might be better to do it like you said, though. But we'll map it out, and we still have a couple days until October. Burn this real quick. And I think that is, nope, there's a chest right. Is that the box we can burn? No, it's just a box. Okay. And Neen says Friday would be good for me. All right, Neen, I'll put that in the works. We'll see if we can get something going in that direction then. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do we need to kill him? No. We do need to kill. I think we're missing a mystic somewhere. There we go. Perfect. Fabio says, indeed, Eric says, he's what you call a Speedy Gonzalez. I don't know. If you want to see Speedy, now's the person you want to contact. Her and Xantric, actually. I haven't seen Xantric today, believe it or not. Usually he chimes in. But yeah, her and Xantric level pretty fast. I think they level in the Eastern Kingdoms though, so those guys have that going for them if that continent's actually faster. But yeah, they were leveling with times that would compete with my hunter, to be honest. Bobby says, hey Q, that 10% physical damage reduction in stone form might save you when needed. Possibly. The only downside to it is it does have a cast timer, believe it or not. I didn't realize that until I tried to use it. I think it does. I'll pop it now. Oh, it doesn't. Never mind. Oh, you know what? I think I had my stone form staggered behind another spell. So that's probably why it looked like it had a cast timer. Okay. Well, that's good to know now. Like you said, that's actually even more useful. No, Fabio, it does not. Yeah. That was just amateur hour there. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and burn, I think, the 11th box. Right, and then we have to kill this guy, so we'll save up our Chaos Bolt. And one-shot it. Perfect. And then you'll get a key, but there's not a prompt to let this guy free. So you want to do that. And once he comes out, I think you're automatically... No, you have to pick up a quest. Then the quest becomes available. So at that point, it's just pretty much following her to the dock. And helping her kill everything along the way. Paradin says, taking off for the evening, Q. Thanks for the great streams as usual. Thank you for being a part of it, Paradin. You have a great rest of the afternoon as well. Enjoy your turkey burgers, and I'll see you in the morning. Alright. I want to know what you had for dinner then. You have a great rest of the afternoon as well. So with that, normally I'm going to keep the stream to about 3 hours, but I do want to kind of finish up in this location, so let's see if we can take care of this real quick. For those that are new to the stream, I stream normally in the AM from 6 to 9 my time, which that doesn't help anyone. Eastern Standard Time, those times are actually broken up and listed throughout the world just in case there's others watching in Europe or Australia or Asia. I'm going to go ahead and knock out these guys real quick. But we are doing, like I said, a feasibility test to see if we can do this in the afternoon. And that's kind of what this is all about. But you're more than welcome to join us in the mornings. We'll just do the Ironman challenge and continue as we were today, actually. Let's go ahead. I think we have one more mob to kill here. Q says, what is a good female Draenei name? Female Draenei name? I don't know. I've never been really good with the clever naming. Q says I'm bad at names. Okay, we're in light company then. Yeah, I've never been really good at that. Let's see. I'm going to try to stay on land just so I don't have to swim through half a mile of water. And I think we should be able to run through here without pulling too much. It looks like most of everything's still somewhat dead, I think. I'm going to see if we can outrun this guy. Normally you don't want to do this for the Ironman challenge. But let's see if we can get it. Yeah, that's why. He slowed us down. Alright, we tried. I was going to say, normally that's what you don't want to do is try to run away from these guys. But since we are sub 60 once again, we're going to try to speed through it as quickly as possible. Eric says, see you tomorrow. At Periton. And then Fabi says, John has no idea. Medusa. Medusa's not bad. I feel like that would be pretty easily taken though, unless you had a special character. And Eric has a good question. What class? It's a priest. Let's see. This is why it takes me so long to make a new character, and I've kind of stopped doing so. Is the naming can take me a long time actually. We are level 17 now. You know what? I forgot to get my level 15 time. Oops. Oh well. We'll get to level 20 time. So with that, we'll go ahead and blow this up. Grab these two quests, and we need to empty our bags out now before the become full here. Let's see. That's gray item. I think we can sell that. Bind on equip. That is our quest item, so we don't want to sell that. I don't think we could anyway. So there we go. Bags are starting to fill up with stuff we need to throw in the auction house, so that might put us in a good position for tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and keep going here and kill the name mob if possible. Yeah, I think you stumped everyone, Q. I'm trying to think here if I can come up with a clever Draenei priest name. Let's see. It's pretty bad sometimes when you have to Google a good name. I'm going to try to slip through here. You said female priest, so you can't really make fun of the tendrils on his face. Oops, we did pull more than one here. There we go. And we'll blow this one up. Perfect. So with that, we'll go ahead and I think we can hit this guy from here. Yeah, that'll work. That's interesting. Usually them running on top of the walkway like that will bug them out, but apparently not. I am going to open up with this real quick. There we go. Nikki says, see you later, Q, and good luck. Alright, Nikki, you have a great rest of the day as well. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Now says, good luck, Q. Sorry I haven't had a chance to pop in the stream. Off to bed. Not a problem, no. I apologize for not being a part of your stream here recently as well. It's been pretty packed, so. But thanks for stopping by. And, let's see. Eric. I think I am caught up. Good. But yeah, no. Appreciate you stopping by, though. Ooh, let's not hit that. We might be able to. No, we'll save it. What I don't want to do is hit her, and then she run up and aggro everything along the way. So we'll avoid that scenario altogether. That works. You know what? I line of sighted myself on top of the steps. Alright, that works. And then let's see if we can get a one shot off this one here. Nope. There we go. And Eric says, see you again soon, Nikki. Thanks for watching the stream. I appreciate that. Yep, thank you. And now it says night all. Alright, now you have safe rest of the afternoon, and just be careful. I know you've like you were talking about earlier, had those falls, so be safe. I'm gonna knock out these two quests over here. I think this is getting a pretty good time to call it, but just for the sake of being complete, I'm gonna knock out these two quests. We'll turn everything in. We'll set ourselves up to throw stuff on the auction house, and we'll call it here for today. Like I said, I want to keep it relatively similar to what it's going to be. The stream relatively similar to what it's going to be in October, where it's a 3-hour stream. So, that being said, we're a little over the timer right now, but we've just had a pretty decent momentum in leveling so far. So we'll just kind of keep that going as much as possible. That's interesting. It was immune to everything I had. Huh. Alright, so let's go ahead and blow this guy up. And we'll have to grab him next. Alright, that works. And let's see if we can pick up a little bit of health from this guy. We won't get a shield from the Drain Life or Drain Soul until I think level 38, so unfortunately it's kind of hard to save your pets when that happens. Or until that happens, should I say. Alright. Trying to find a way to Alright, that'll work. Trying to find a way where we don't have 3 mobs hitting me at once here. Alright. Oops. You guys did not see that. Fell into a dwarf-sized hole there. Alright. Go ahead and blow this guy up as well. And I think we'll just wait for the name mob to run back down. Actually, we might be able to hit him from here. That'll work out. Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and get our health max back out. And I'll catch back up with chat. Bobby says night now, and Q says back. My Wi-Fi cut out. Yeah, Q, we've been trying to figure out a good name for a priest, and I think you've stumped all of chat here. Can't think of anything actually. Eric says welcome back to the stream, and yeah, like I said, that's a good one. Draw Knight Priest. I kind of gave up on having I wouldn't say double meaning names because that has kind of a negative connotation, but on the clever names, just because I could not ever think of anything good. The Malfurion one was actually really good. Eric says holy coat. That's not bad. That's actually not too bad, actually, I think. Drawn Eye Priest. So maybe we can hit this guy and knock him out in one shot here. There we go. Perfect. Close enough. Let me take a look at his. Alright. So with that, we'll mount up here, and are we done? No, we need to kill. Did we not loot a book or something? Oh, you know what? That's exactly what we did. We didn't loot the tome. We killed the name mob, but we need to grab the tome. So let's see if we can do that. The name mob usually spawns. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our health back, and then we'll open up with a Chaos Bolt. Alright, so with that, we'll be on our way and turn these 3 quests in. Let's go ahead and... Q says, I'm on Moonguard, I think that might work. That's pretty good, Q. So it says, I use the race name generators on... Well, really, there's a fantasy name generator. You know, when we were trying to figure out the name of the guild on Khadgar, we were looking at some of the stuff people have named. There are some really clever people out there. Some of those names are very good, actually. I think the House of kind of theme is a little burned out. I think a lot of people are doing that now. You know, the House of Tyrell or whatever. Keegan, thank you for the subscription, and good afternoon. How are you doing? We're starting to wrap this up here just for today, but like I said, welcome to the stream. He says, thank you, Eric, and the name's taken. Oh, that's a bummer. I guess I can't be all surprised with, like I said, on Moonguard. So let's turn that in. I think we'll set ourselves up pretty good for tomorrow afternoon to run in, or tomorrow morning to run into the next leg of the quest and knock this quest out. Yeah, I guess I'll keep that. It at least hits harder on as a melee weapon. Let's go ahead and equip it then. There we go. So with that, I think we are good for now. So we'll go ahead and... yeah, everything's set aside. Perfect. So with that, we'll go ahead and log it out here at level 17, almost 18. So that's not too bad. Maybe tomorrow we'll get into the 30s. It's so hard to say that now, getting back into the 30s. Because like we were in Deathless, I think earlier this week. So yeah, that would make sense. Only says for my speed to 60 warrior, I named the tune. Holy hell, I'm not even gonna try that. Just Trollstone's podcast. That's pretty good, Only. That's pretty clever, actually. I'm gonna have to remember that. Yeah, because I would have. There was no way I'm gonna be able to say that. Yeah, I'm gonna embarrass myself trying to say that. Let me put the Ironman rules up just so we can wrap this up for this afternoon. Eric says, good work, Hugh. Incredible speed this run. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for being part of the stream. As always, thank you for the subscriptions, the likes, the more than anything, the chat. It is fun to go back and forth and talk about it. We did die earlier today, but we did make a decent recovery, I think. We are level 17. We're going to have all of about 8 days to see if we can catch up with Only. And see if we can at least challenge him and make him stress a little bit. But outside of that, I think we did alright today. And he says, thank you for the stream. Nope, thank you guys for being a part of it. I appreciate that very much. So, with that being said, I need to get into the get back into the living room and not living room, but start those burgers up. There we go. That's what I meant. But with that being said, guys, you guys have a great rest of the afternoon. If I don't see you tomorrow, you guys have a great rest of the weekend. We'll pick it up on Monday. Sorry, we'll pick it up tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, we'll pick it back up on Monday. But until then, you guys take care and have a great rest of the afternoon. He says we'll miss you. We'll miss you guys too. Take care, guys, and be safe out there.